Well, a pleasant good evening, everyone, from Regency Furniture Stadium in Waldorf, Maryland, outside of Waldorf, Maryland, Charles County, where the Lancaster Barnstormers continue their opening road trip of this 2018 season. And two teams meet up here tonight who had very similar stories over the weekend. They out-hit their opponents, but they had trouble winning ball games as the aforementioned opponents were able to take advantage of every single run scoring opportunity. Every little mistake that happened was jumped on. Long Island did the same here at Southern Maryland that happened to the Barnstormers over in York. As a result, Southern Maryland coming in here at 1-2. The Barnstormers are 1-3 as we open play this evening. The stats for the Barnstormers are quite respectable as a team, batting .324, scoring nearly 6 runs a game. The team ERA isn't that bad. They outscored York 23-20. They out-hit York 46-27, but it was York every single time coming up with that big base hit, capped off by Luis Cruz, bases loaded single in the bottom half of the 7th on Sunday afternoon. Tonight, the Barnstormers send right-hander Steve Johnson to the mound, and it's only fitting that he makes his Barnstormers debut in the state of Maryland because, well, he is a free stater, born and raised in Baltimore. His father, also a Baltimore native, but just like Steve, a former Baltimore Oriole, Dave Johnson, not the second baseman, not the relief pitcher of the middle 70s, but the third Dave Johnson to come through Baltimore. All three Dave Johnsons who have pitched or played baseball have been a Baltimore Oriole. And this Dave Johnson originally signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers back in 2005. He has known Barnstormers hitting coach Josh Bell forever, and they were in fact involved in the same trade between the Orioles and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Orioles sent George Sherrill, a left-handed reliever who had been their closer at one point, over to LA, and Steve and JB came back to the Baltimore Orioles. Steve Johnson has a 6-1 record at the major league level, including 4-0 down the stretch for the Orioles back in 2012. He makes his Atlantic League debut here this evening. His mound opponent tonight, a very dissimilar story. Instead of being a veteran of major league organizations as Johnson is, Alex Boshiers, an Australian, will be taking the mound tonight for Southern Maryland. He has only pitched in this country for the Wichita franchise in the American Association, but he was one of the better pitchers in that league last year, logging 11 wins. He was 11-4 with a 3.72 earned run average. Like Johnson, Boshiers is making his Atlantic League debut here this evening. Well, the Barnstormers back at Southern Maryland. Of course, last year they tied for the first half title after 69 games with that one game to make up, and the Barnstormers frustrated about the scheduling. Southern Maryland eventually won the makeup game by the score of 8-3. They moved on to the playoffs only to fall to York in the first round last year. The Barnstormers, a very similar look to last year's ball club with 12 returning players, nowhere near as many on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Earlier, I caught up with the starting pitcher the Barnstormers used on Sunday afternoon, Brooks Hall, and Brooks threw a very strong ball game, 5 innings, only allowing 2 hits. He walked 1, struck out 4, and that was his first time on the mound competitively for nearly 11 months. Brooks, a short season last year due to an injury. He'll tell you how he felt it went on Sunday when we come back right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Hi everyone, Adam Gochnauer here for Gochnauer Appliances in East Petersburg. We are as excited as you that it's baseball season, and we are thrilled to once again be partnering with your Lancaster Barnstormers. We are also excited this season to introduce some awesome new appliance colors on display now. Come and see the new colors of slate, black stainless, and black slate. These colors will give your kitchen a great look, and of course, all of them are at the best prices around now at Gochnauer's. I'll be back after the break to tell you about our special Barnstormers summer promotions.
Welcome back to this edition of the Gochnauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Joining me is the man who started for the Barnstormers Sunday afternoon, right-hander Brooks Hall. Brooks, a fine outing for you on Sunday. You had to be very pleased with your performance.
Yeah, I was very pleased with it. It's been like 11 months since I pitched last, so it went well.
Yeah, when you're coming back off an injury like that, it has to feel good just to come out there.
Definitely did. I mean, I haven't had that adrenaline in so long. It felt good to, get 5 innings in my belt, and hopefully I can get 6 next outing.
Yeah, Russ has been limiting guys to 75 pitches. You were at 62, I guess enough for the day.
Yeah, I just haven't been up, down 5 times in so long. I just thought it was a good idea to first start, just take it easy, and then I can go up to 75 or 80 pitches next outing.
What was working for you out there?
Fastball command was good. Changeup was really good. Literally just commanding both sides of the plate, and my sinker was working. I threw I hadn't thrown many sliders, but everything was pretty sharp.
You were able to avoid that which kind of plagued everybody else among the starters, especially the first 2, and that was the big blowout against York over the weekend. That was the key, was to stay away from that one big hit, which they seemed to be able to come up with.
Yeah, I agree with that. I kind of lost a little focus in the 3rd when they scored, but I got it back 4th and 5th and had some quick innings.
You came up through the Milwaukee Brewers organization, and over the past few years, that seems to be a kind of a channel to the Barnstormers. A lot of your teammates from that system have been through here. Anderson De La Rosa currently here, and you got to throw to him on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him when I was drafted. He was in AAA, I think, one of my first couple years in pro ball. So I remember seeing him. He was always a great catcher, and he's really sharp back there. Still in shape, doing everything he can to get back to pro ball.
You got to sort of move with the AA franchise in the Brewers organization from Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama, down to Biloxi and a great new ballpark down there.
Yeah, Biloxi it's a nice stadium, man. Very big crowd. The fans are, very loud. It's a nice little spot. The mound there makes you feel like you're on top of the hitter. It's kind of so small. It looks like it's shorter there for some reason.
Tell us about growing up in Anderson, South Carolina, which is in the western part of the state, is it not?
Yeah, 2 hours from Atlanta, 2 hours from Charlotte. Anderson, I mean, it's just a small town. Home, I went to T.L. Hanna Radio. That's a movie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Yeah. So, Anderson, I did a lot of hunting and fishing. That's pretty much all there is to do there, to be honest. If you are into that, you might want to move.
Okay, if you're between Charlotte and Atlanta, Falcons or Panthers?
I'm gonna have to go Falcons. I'm not a Cam Newton fan.
Well, I'm an Alabama fan, so that makes 2 of us. But you're here in Lancaster. What are your first thoughts on the Atlantic League?
It's honestly a lot better than I expected, to be honest. I didn't know what to expect, the clubhouse and just how everything's situated, but everything's been nice so far. It's actually, pretty comparable to any affiliate in pro ball.
The weather when you first got into town, though, it was just awful.
Yeah, the weather was it wasn't ideal. Even my outing, it wasn't ideal. It was pretty dang cold. But today in Southern Maryland, it's nice.
It's a beautiful night here. You've got another start coming up. You make your first home start coming up on the opening homestand. You're looking forward to that?
I am. I'm looking forward to just being in the stadium and seeing how the fans are back home and just try to get us a win.
Well, Brooks, thanks for taking time this evening. And obviously, a 3-game series here. Barnstormers could use to take 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we need to take all 3. That'd be nice.
Brooks Hall joining me tonight on the Gochnauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Starting lineups are coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
So we got a YouTube channel.
Adam Gockenauer back with you again to tell you that we are back this season with Weber Gas Grills. We have the best selection and prices in the area on Weber, and if you mention this ad, you will receive 10% off all in-stock Weber accessories. Don't forget, we also fill your propane tanks here at the store. Don't waste money on exchanges when you can have us fill your tank and save you money. We are your appliance and gas grill headquarters. Come see us today on Main Street in East Petersburg or on the web at gockenauers.com.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like Word Search, with top prizes of 20 grand.
Yep, winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Here are the starting lineups for this evening's game as we open up a 3-game series. We'll bookend tomorrow's morning game, a 10:35 start with a pair of 6:35 games here at Regency Furniture Stadium. For the Barnstormers this evening, Darian Sanford leading off in center. Tyler Bortnick will bat second. He'll play third base. The designated hitter batting in the number 3 slot is Blake Galen. Joey Tardoslavich will be the cleanup hitter. He will be at first. Ryan Castile is doing the catching, batting 5th. Trayvon Robinson is in left field. He is batting 6th. The right fielder in the number 7 slot is Kyle Waldrop. Vladimir Frias is at shortstop, batting 8th. Rico Noel back in action, will bat 9th. He will play second base. Steve Johnson will get the start for the Barnstormers. He looked terrific in his 2 innings against York during spring training. He struck out 5. He'll be making his regular season debut in a Barnstormers uniform here tonight. And for the host Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, the second baseman leading off will be Joey Wong. Edwin Garcia returning from last year as the shortstop, batting number 2. The left fielder hitting third is Ryan Stransberger. It will be Xavier Paul batting 4th. He's the DH. Devin Rodriguez is the first baseman, batting 5th. Corey Vaughn in center field will hit 6th. Frank Martinez will bat 7th. He has third base duties. The catcher hitting 8th is Jose Gonzalez. And Johnny Bladell, one of the top players from the Can-Am Association last year, will be batting 9th and playing right field. Alex Boscher's on the hill tonight for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, his Atlantic League debut. We're used to seeing Gabby Hernandez and Brian Grenning. No longer here in Southern Maryland. They do still have Darrell Thompson around. The Barnstormers may face him on Thursday, but a very different look in the first full season for James Frisbee as the manager of the Blue Crabs. He does have, holding over from last year, Garcia, Vaughn, and Devin Rodriguez. Michael Snyder was signed. Zach Wilson is up in York, so not the Southern Maryland team that we've been used to facing here over the past 2 or 3 years. Steve Johnson, Alex Boschers, the starting pitchers tonight here on this lovely evening at Regency Furniture Stadium. Play-by-play baseball will be coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Find stories that will inspire and surprise. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. See all that the Hall of Fame and Museum has to offer and plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not a cloud to be found overhead here at Regency Furniture Stadium as the Lancaster Barnstormers get set to take on the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs in the opener of a 3-game series. We have already had one game played in the Atlantic League, a morning game down at Sugar Land, and the Skeeters stayed on their roll. They have won 5 in a row, all at the expense of the New Britain Bees. A great start to the Pete Incaviglia tenure at Sugar Land. A 5-1 decision earlier today in a ball game that was played in 1 hour, 58 minutes down in Texas. We could only dream of that. Only one 9-inning Barnstormers game has ever been shorter of that 1 hour, 58-minute mark. The wind tonight here at Southern Maryland is blowing in the favor of the right-handed batters. It is at a pretty good clip from right field across to left. And that short porch, much like our picnic deck at Clipper Magazine Stadium, 310 feet away here in Southern Maryland. So we may see some hitters take aim for that short porch in left field here tonight with a favorable wind blowing out in that direction. It's only supposed to get warmer as we go along during this 3-game series here. It got to the mid to upper 70s today. It's supposed to be in the 80s tomorrow and near 90 here for the series finale on Thursday. The Barnstormers and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The Barnstormers, you may recall, last year opened up the season 0-4 at Somerset and then went to New Britain and won 3 in a row against the then Stan Clyburn-led Bees, and that got the Barnstormers back into the thick of things in the first half. Well, whichever team comes out of this series on top will perhaps be back in the race. Whoever loses this series is going to be in big trouble with York off to a 3-1 start. That obviously could change, but Sugar Land already 5-0 and only 63 games to play in the first half. A long way to go. Sugar Land will have to travel. They will have to meet other opponents. Is Sugar Land that good, or is New Britain just struggling at the outset of the season? The Bees are having a very, very difficult time putting runs on the board in that series down in Texas over the first 3 games. The Bees had scored only 5 runs, and then they lost a low-scoring game, as I recall, last night as well. That is not posted in the stat pack, but they are 5-0 on this young campaign. Our umpiring crew tonight, Donnie Meyer will be calling balls and strikes. The first base umpire is Scott Hart, and the third base umpire will be Bill Worthington, except that Bill ran into some traffic on the way here. As you may know, in the Atlantic League for the past 3 or 4 years, the umpires travel separately, and Worthington apparently hit some pretty heavy DC area traffic. He is here, and he will be out on the field in short order to get this game underway. With the brilliant sunshine tonight, it'll be interesting to see how the hitters fare over the first 4 or 5 innings. Traditionally, this can be a very, very difficult ballpark on the hitters with the sunlight and nothing to break it up. There tends to be a lot of bounce-back glare from out in center field. We'll see if that is a factor here this evening. Right now, the shadows are across the pitcher's mound as we await the start of tonight's ball game. Lancaster and Southern Maryland, Southern Division rivals. We will make 4 trips down here this year for a total of 12 games against the Blue Crabs at Regency Furniture Stadium. Blue Crabs are being announced. The bullpen is taking its place along the foul line to get ready for the national anthem, but they don't see their team having done it as of yet. So, and now we'll send you down to the field for those opening ceremonies.
And honoring America with the performance of our national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hail, at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us, that's our spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Dave Collins with you from Regency Furniture Stadium as Alex Boschers leads his team out onto the field. Boschers is 6'3", 210 pounds, born in Australia. He came to the United States for college. He went to the University of Tennessee, Martin. He is currently 27 years of age. 3 seasons with the Wichita Wranglers in the American Association. Last year, he threw 128 1/3 innings. And that included 18 starts, 3 complete games, one of those a shutout. His secret, he walked only 22. He struck out 67, gave up 134 hits, 53 earned runs. Boschers was 11-4 with a 3.72 earned run average. Backing him up on defense, it will be Frank Martinez at third. The shortstop is Edwin Garcia. Joey Wong is at second. Devin Rodriguez at first. The outfield has Ryan Strasburger in left with Corey Vaughn in center. Johnny Bladell is the right fielder. Jose Gonzalez is behind the plate working with Boschers here this evening. Again, a brilliant evening. The best weather maybe we have seen this spring, certainly on the day of an actual game. And the Barnstormers, the Blue Crabs, will be enjoying this weather here this evening and throughout this series, and it's expected to continue on into the opening homestand with Friday night. May the 4th be with you as the Barnstormers will get their 14th season of baseball underway at Clipper Magazine Stadium. The York Revolution will be heading in to take on the Barnstormers for that home opening series, and then after an off day Monday, it will be the Sugarland Skeeters coming into town for a 3-game series, and the Barnstormers will see the reason, maybe, that Sugarland is 5-0 to start this season. Just as a programming note, this weekend, I will not be covering the games Saturday and Sunday. We have a rather major family event coming up, so Eric May will be sitting in my seat for the 2nd and 3rd games against the York Revolution. Darian Sanford will be leading off for the Barnstormers tonight, switch hitting center fielder. 6 out of 17 in the series at York, and he still leads the club in runs batted in with 4. An unusual thing out of the leadoff spot, but that's kind of the way that series went. Third baseman Martinez up on the grass against the speedy Sanford. The first pitch from Boschers, high and outside, ball 1, no strikes. Tyler Bortnick and Blake Galen following here in the Barnstormers half of the first inning, as we get a brand new series of baseball underway. Boschers ready to go. He steps, fires, and misses again. Ball 2 is high. 2 balls, no strikes. James Frisbee has a lot of connections out in the American Association. Several of his players in this lineup tonight have played there. 2 balls and nothing. The wind and the pitch. Fastball runs to the outside corner. A called strike on Darian. It's 2-1. Sanford just tries to see as many pitches as he can. He tries to get on base, get the offense ignited, and obviously he's been doing a pretty good job of just that so far. Here comes the 2-1 offering. That's a little bit up. Ball 3 and a strike. Darian Sanford on the verge of a walk to start off the ball game. We happen to mention that Boschers last year only walked 22 in 128 1/3 innings, between 1.5 and 1.6 per 9. Here comes the 3-1. He locates the zone, but it's lined over the head of the shortstop Garcia out into left center field, and a base hit for Sanford. Darian has hit safely in all 5 games so far. He's aboard, and that will prove an immediate challenge to the battery of Boschers and Gonzalez. Tyler Bortnick, the third baseman, stepping in. Bortnick just 1 out of 14 on the campaign to this point with 1 run batted in. Is Sanford going to straight steal? Is he going to be going on a hit and run? We shall see. But chances are he'll take off at some point here. Boschers to a fairly high set position. Sanford goes right away. There's a swing and a miss, and Gonzalez decides not to even bother with the throw. Sanford got a great jump. It's his 3rd stolen base. The ball club's 11th. 1 strike, the count on Bortnick, and a chance to drive in a runner from scoring position. The Barnstormers have not struggled to get base runners, that's for sure. 47 hits now and 36-plus innings over the course of the season. Driving them in, well, it was simple for 1 inning on Saturday night when they produced 11 runs, but other than that, it's been a difficult task. Sanford leads off second. Boschers comes to the set, and to Bortnick in on the hands and foul to the right side out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Blake Galen, the lefty batter, and Joey Terdoslavich, the switch hitter, to follow. The Barnstormers switch hitters might as well be exclusively left-handed for this series. There's only 1 southpaw in the entire Southern Maryland pitching staff. That's reliever David Wayne Russo. I'm sure we'll see him at some point. To Bortnick, no balls, 2 strikes. Sanford leads from second. He stays put there, a pitch inside for a ball. It is 1-2. Sanford now reaching base to lead off for the 2nd straight game, 2 out of 5. Inching his way off second. Staring at Boschers. He's not going to go. The pitch to Bortnick. Ground ball toward the middle. That's through. Base hit center field. Charging the play is Vaughn. Sanford racing around. He's going to score. The Barnstormers are on the board early. Tyler Bortnick with an RBI single. Darian Sanford coming home with the ball game's first run. And now it is Bortnick that will challenge Boschers. Tyler Bortnick hasn't stolen a base yet this year, but he'll get in on the party eventually. Blake Galen stepping in, the Barnstormers' designated hitter, 5 out of 15 with 3 doubles, and to this point, 3 runs batted in. Galen, like Sanford, has hit safely in every ball game thus far. Boschers ready to go. Here's the pitch to Galen, and just grazing the inside corner. The right-hander gets there with a called strike. It is 0-1. Bortnick, one of 6 Barnstormers to have stolen 40 or more bases in a season. He won a Florida State League stolen base title several years back. To Galen now. This is a fastball off the outside corner. Ball 1, strike 1. Terdoslavich on deck. And after that would be the catcher, Ryan Castile. Infield set, double play depth. Garcia and Wong, the DP combo for for Southern Maryland this year. To Galen, off speed and low, ball 2 and a strike. They do not have a guy that I thought was a really key part of this ball club last year, Jose Losada, back. Boy, did he have a second half. But Garcia is a... Here comes the 2-1. Bortnick goes. The pitch is inside. The throw down is in great shape, and Gonzalez nabs Bortnick. Tyler Bortnick is out stealing. The play going 2-6. The count to Blake Galen is 3 balls and a strike. Gonzalez with a perfect throw down to the shortstop Garcia. And Bortnick was out with some room to spare. Here comes the 3-1. Galen swings and misses. We go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Barnstormers, we've been saying it since the beginning of the season. They're going to live and die by the stolen base. They've now had 5 runners thrown out. Here comes the payoff to Galen. He gets the walk. Ball 4 is high, and Terdoslavich will step in. Boschers is yet to retire a batter. He's given up 2 singles and a walk. The Barnstormers with 1 out, 1 on, and Terdoslavich stepping in. Joey is 4 for 16 with 2 runs batted in. All the hits have been singles. He's been swinging the bat better than those numbers may show. His single was only a single because the runners got stacked up. He was batting with the bases loaded in that 11-run inning. Swing and a miss. Terdoslavich trailing 0-1. Native of Sarasota, Florida. Ryan Castile waits on deck. Leading off first is Galen. Blake's 1 for 2, stealing bases. Osher's ready to go, and he is upstairs. Ball 1 and a strike on Terdoslavich. Sanford a single, a stolen base. Came across on the Bortnick ground single up the middle. Tyler Bortnick then thrown out trying to steal. Galen has walked. 1 ball, 1 strike on Terdoslavich. The pitch hit high in the air down the left field line. That is going to slice foul and out of play. Clearing the Legends Club down the left field line. The party area that's in foul territory above the third base seats, but angled back to look at home plate. You see balls bounce off that deck far more often than the barn at Clipper Magazine Stadium, or now as it is, the broken bat deck. Here's the delivery to Terdoslavich. Ball 2 sinks inside and low. 1 out, 1 on, 1 home here in the first inning. Castile waiting patiently on deck. A lot of room on the right side for Terdoslavich. The hole is open. Here's a 2-2. Fastball runs outside. Ball 3 and 2 strikes. Question here, do the Barnstormers start Galen? And they may very well do that. Trying to stay out of the double play. They've had 5 runners thrown out stealing, and to boot, as there's a pickoff throw to first with Galen diving back in. But to boot, they have also grounded into 6 double plays. So which way do you want to play it if you're the Barnstormers? 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Galen, he's going to go. Here's the 3-2 pitch, a swing and a miss. Gonzalez, another great throw, and the Barnstormers lose another man. Boy, Jose Gonzalez can match Anderson De La Rosa throw for throw. Terdoslavich down swinging, and Galen is thrown out trying to steal. The Barnstormers 1 out of 3 in the opening inning, but that 1, that's a run, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. At the end of 1/2 inning, the Barnstormers won, and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs are coming up.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu. Well, for the 3rd time in 5 games, the Barnstormers score a single run in the opening inning. Tyler Bortnick drives in Darian Sanford to get the Barnstormers underway here tonight. Now it is right-hander Steve Johnson facing Southern Maryland in the bottom of the inning. Breaking ball is high. Ball 1 and no strikes to Joey Wong, who steps in from the left side of the plate. Wong 4 out of 12 on the young season with 1 run batted in, takes a strike, and the count levels at 1-1. He's facing Johnson, 6'1", 225-pound, 30-year-old from Baltimore, now living in the suburb of Kingsville. 1-1 pitch, breaks to the outside corner. Johnson gets ahead, 1-2. Steve, originally a Los Angeles Dodger farmhand, he has been at the major league level with Baltimore and Seattle, a 6-1 lifetime record, in fact. Chopper foul up the third baseline. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count on Wong. Joey Wong last year in the Seattle organization hit .239 with 3 home runs, 34 runs batted in. He was teammates with Ryan Castile and Kyle Waldrop for much of the year last year at AA Arkansas. 1-2 pitch on the way. Johnson deals. This one bounces home. 2-2 to Wong, a left-handed batter all the way. While they may only have one. Now, they actually 2 left-handed pitchers. I was told there's only one. They have Drake Britton as well. That's fastball for strike 3 called. Wong goes down looking. But there are a fair number of guys who bat left-handed. They've got 3 lefty hitters, all of those in the lineup tonight, as well as 1 switch hitter and the third baseman, Frank Martinez. Edwin Garcia, the batter, he's a right-handed hitter all the way. Garcia has started off the season 2 for 8. First offering from Johnson is low. Ball 1, no strikes. Johnson last year split time between Norfolk and Charlotte, AAA for the Orioles and the White Sox. Pitch. This is driven toward left center field. Charging in is Sanford. He'll be there for out number 2. 2 away, and that will bring on Ryan Strasburger. Strasburger has spent a little bit of time at the major league level with the Texas Rangers. He was in the Twins organization last year. Let's open up the season here nicely. 4 hits and 9 at-bats. 2 outs, nobody on base. Here is the windup by Johnson, and he comes high and inside with his fastball. Ball 1, no strikes. James Frisbee coaching third. He's the manager and good friend of ours. Joe Walsh at first base. Tapped foul right at home. Castile pouncing on it, but a foul ball, and the count on Strasburger is 1 ball and 1 strike. First met Joe through Stan Clyburn here a few years back. Stan was on our coaching staff, and then he brought in Joe here to coach when he was here back in 15. At the knees, strike 2. Johnson works ahead in the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Steve, a high school star in the Baltimore area. His breaking ball is hit in the air, left field. Back on this is Trayvon. Robinson is there, shades on to make the catch for the final out. And Steve Johnson underway in fine fashion with a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the first. At the end of 1, it's the Barnstormers 1 and Southern Maryland nothing.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Alex Bochers will be facing the Barnstormer catcher Ryan Castile as we open up the top half of the second inning. Castile, 4 for 12 on the campaign. The pitch from Bocher swung on and driven deep left field. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. Castile able to jump on the first pitch he sees from Alex Bochers, driving it up onto the tent and beyond over the left field wall. The second Barnstormers home run. They have both come from the catching position. Anderson De La Rosa had one Sunday afternoon. The Barnstormers are up by 2, and here is left fielder Trayvon Robinson, 3 for 10, but with 4 walks, and he'll try to get something more going here in this second inning. Now, the Barnstormers lost out on their base running game back in the first. If those runners stay on base and Castile gets that same swing in, the Barnstormers have a significant first inning. Pitch is outside for a ball, 1-0. On the other hand, if you keep the runners in check and Castile grounds into a double play, you get nothing out of the inning. So darned if you do, darned if you don't. Ball 1 to Robinson, and this all the way past Gonzalez, skipping past him on the ground. Ball 2 and no strikes. Now to the switch hitting Robinson. Kyle Waldrop on deck, and then we will get Vladimir Frias. 2-0 Barnstormers. Lancaster with 3 hits off of Bocher so far. Here's the motion. And to Robinson. He holds on the swing, but the pitch gets the outside edge. We go to 2-1. Trayvon, as his entire ball club hits, dressed in the black, red, and white striped jerseys out there this evening. Black stirrups with red socks underneath. Ball 3, missing to Robinson, 3-1. And Trayvon styling shows a lot of those stirrups, old-fashioned baseball style. 3-1, and Robinson jumps out of the way. He picks up his 5th walk of the year, and the Barnstormers once again have a runner on base, but they may be a little bit more conservative here in the second inning after watching 2 great throws by the catcher Jose Gonzalez in the first. Sanford's steal was uncontested. Gonzalez never let go of the ball on the swing and miss by Bortnick. So he got in without a scare, and then Bortnick and Galen were cut down on perfect throws. Robinson leading from first base. The batter is Waldrop, and the pitch to Kyle drifts across the inside corner for a called strike. It is 0-1. Kyle Waldrop is 1 out of 11. He has 1 run batted in. That was on a force play ground ball. Other night, robbed by Alexi Casilla on a great diving play up the middle. No balls, 1 strike. Bocher's ready to go. Waldrop looks at a fastball upstairs. Ball 1, strike 1 the count. The Barnstormers already have had 5 men out of 6 reach base in this game. Their team on base percentage still over 400 for the year. 1-1, and Waldrop gets underneath, lofts a fly ball toward left center field, camping underneath Corey Vaughn. He'll make the grab, and Robinson will settle back into first. It'll bring on Vladimir Frias. Vlad is 5 for 13. He was hitless on Sunday. In that 14-4 win, I still shake my head over this fact. In that 14-4 win on Saturday night, the 4 starting infielders, Trdoslavich, Noel, Frias, and Garcia, were a combined 14 for 17. That's insane. And then Bortnick came off the bench. He was 1 for 1. Isaac Wenrick failed to get a base hit, replacing Trdoslavich. So overall, 15 out of 19 from the infield. First pitch strike onto the outside corner to the switch batting Frias. It is 0-1. Second baseman Rico Noel waits on deck. Hopefully Rico will be able to pick up where he left off on Saturday. 0-1. Frias swings and he misses. Down a couple of strikes here. No sign of any willingness on the part of Trayvon Robinson to be on the move. The Barnstormers lost on that front twice last inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The runner does go. The pitch is high. Here's a throw by Gonzalez. This one will be late. Robinson got a good jump, and it was a tough pitch for Gonzalez to handle. He actually had to take that in back of Frias. So despite having 2 men lost last inning, the Barnstormers still willing to roll the dice. And they move a man into scoring position. It is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Frias. Here's the motion. Boscher's to the plate, and Frias gets underneath. A fly ball routine to center field, coming in a few steps. It's still coming a couple more. Is Vaughn to make the play. 2 down with the runner at second, and here's Rico. Noel has 9 hits in his last 10 at-bats. He is leading the league with a .750 batting average, and while no one would expect him to keep up that pace for the season, if Noel can be even a shadow of what he has been here the last 2.5 ball games, with the base stealing, with just the knowledge on the bases and getting on as much as he has, he's going to have some kind of a year. Robinson leads from second. Here is the motion, the pitch. Inside out swing, ground ball on the right side. That'll be handled by the first baseman, Rodriguez. He underhands to Boscher's covering. So they end the streak of hits for Rico Noel. He is down 3-1. Lancaster is unable to get Robinson around, but they get the leadoff home run from Ryan Castile. 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. The score, the Barnstormers 2 and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs nothing.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 311 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350 and IS 300. Available in F-Sport and all-wheel drive. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids base run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark. Steve Johnson was clean through the first inning. Now he'll face longtime major leaguer Xavier Paul leading off here in the second. Left-handed batter. Paul in the lineup tonight as the DH. He is 2 out of 8 on the young campaign. Johnson into the motion. The pitch to Paul. Down and in for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. For Steve, a couple of flyouts and a strikeout in the opening inning. Johnson ready to go, steps back. Here's the leg kick and the next delivery. Across for a strike. And Xavier Paul bats at 1-1. Mentioned they have 3 left-handed batters in this lineup. Another one, Devin Rodriguez, waiting on deck. The delivery, Nubber foul up the first base side. Johnson with the advantage at 1-2. Paul from Slidell, Louisiana. Spent parts of 6 seasons at the major league level. Maybe all of 2011. He was with the Dodgers, Pirates, Reds, and Diamondbacks. Always a national leaguer. The 1-2 swing and a miss at the high fastball. Johnson Chalks up strikeout number 2. He's retired 4 in a row. Devin Rodriguez will come to the plate. One of the stories of the year last year in the Atlantic League was the emergence of Rodriguez. He had been a solid player in the American Association. James Frisbee had known him. He brought him in here. They had a need, and he ended up batting .364 for Southern Maryland, and it had not been for an injury, which knocked him out for a few weeks early in the second half. He might have won the batting title. Ground ball here, right side. Terdoslavich is there. He will feed Johnson covering. The two ex-big leaguers combining for the 3-1 conversion. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second, and Corey Vaughn will come to the plate. Vaughn coming off a strong season here at Southern Maryland, .252 with 13 home runs, 63 runs batted in. But the biggest of those 13 home runs was hit in the bottom of the 5th inning in the makeup game last August the 14th. That boosted Southern Maryland into the postseason. They were out of it in the second half. They didn't have a chance. They were never in the hunt in the second half. They kind of put all their eggs in that basket, and they were able to take that game 8-3. Ball 1 is low. 1 ball and no strikes. The Barnstormers last year, what can you say? 139 of the 140 games mattered. You may never see that again. 1 ball and nothing. Called strike on the outside corner. Because if you win the first half, the second half doesn't matter. You have to go right down to the wire pretty much in both halves with 1 day to spare in one half or the other, and then you have to lose it. Big curveball misses high and inside to Vaughn. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lancaster 2, Southern Maryland nothing. We're in the bottom of the second inning at Regency Furniture Stadium on this lovely evening for a ball game. Johnson ready to go. There's a strike to Vaughn. Switch hitting Frank Martinez waits on deck. Here's the windup. Johnson to the plate, missing outside and low. Goes to ball 3 here. The third baseman, Bortnick, and the shortstop, Frias, are swung well around toward the line. Rico Noel is toward the middle, and Terdoslavich, as he so often is against right-handed batters, a mile off first base. And there's a ground ball into that defense, but he splits the seam between Bortnick and Frias, a base hit out the left. Bortnick dove for it, got a glove on it, ticked it away from Frias, but Vladimir would have never had a throw on that anyway. 2-out base hit. You had to thread the needle to get it through that left side, and Vaughn did exactly that. There was little real estate in between Bortnick and Frias on that left side. Now here's the switch hitting Martinez, who's had one of the better starts for Southern Maryland, 4 for 12. Club leader with 3 runs batted in. He has a pair of doubles and their only stolen base. 2 outs, Vaughn the runner at first. He's going to stay put, and a fastball is low. Ball 1 on Martinez. 1 ball, no strikes. The Barnstormers with a single run in each inning. The speed producing the marker in the first and the power in the second. Here's the delivery, swinging a foul tip. Johnson and Martinez even at a ball and a strike. Jose Gonzalez waits on deck. The Barnstormers simply trying to wear his arm out tonight. 4 attempts to steal second already, and it's gone 50-50. Here's the 1-1, foul ball back. Johnson working ahead of Martinez at a ball and 2 strikes. Gonzalez, like our own Anderson De La Rosa, is from Venezuela. Jose a little bit younger than Anderson. Jose's 30. Anderson turned 33. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson gets him swinging. That is 3 strikeouts now for Steve. They get the base hit in the inning from Corey Vaughn. No runs, 1 hit with no errors. 1 man is left on base. We're done with 2 tonight. Here in Charles County, Maryland, it's Lancaster 2 and Southern Maryland nothing. Enjoy a weeknight with the Barnstormers and leave with your wallet largely intact. Come on out on Munchie Mondays for all you can eat nachos, dogs, fries, popcorn, and soda for 2 hours. Or how about Koozie Tuesdays, where fans of legal age can enjoy $2 domestic drafts from 6:30 to 8. Bring your dog on Wiener Wednesdays and enjoy delicious dollar dogs as well. Or on Thrifty Thursday, popcorn is just $1, sodas are $2, and lawn seats are only $3. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like word search, with top prizes of 20 grand.
Yep, winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Back around to the top of the order for the Barnstormers as we hit the third inning of play here tonight. Darian Sanford singled, stole second, and scored back in the first frame. 7 out of 18. Again, he has reached safely on a base hit each of our first 5 games. He is 7 out of 18 so far in the young campaign. He had a 3-hit game Sunday in the series finale at York. Switch hitter batting left, right on top of the plate, and choked up on the bat is Sanford. The pitch, Darian takes a ball inside, 1-0 from Boschers. Unofficially, the 35th pitch from the right-hander here in the ball game. He's given up 3 hits and 2 walks, 2 runs. Ball 1-0, and a Sanford dribbler in the infield. If he gets past the first baseman, it's going to be trouble, but charging the play nicely, Devin Rodriguez, who knows what Sanford can do. He'll tag him out. 3 unassisted. Sanford is retired. Tyler Bortnick stepping in. Bortnick singled home the run back in the first inning. His second base hit of the year. Sanford just couldn't quite outrun that baseball. He was tied up on the swing. A drag bunt in the same location, and Darian has a chance to beat it out because he's got that extra momentum coming out of the batter's box, but here he just did not get a good start, and Rodriguez was able to pick up the ball and more or less be in Darian's path. First pitch fastball good for a strike on Bortnick. It is 0-1. Blake Galen, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. Again, the Barnstormers have had chances. The big blow hasn't been there. There's a partial swing and a dribbler to the first base side of the mound. This is handled by Boschers. Easy play to first. That is 5 in a row set down by the right-hander after the Barnstormers had gotten 5 of their first 6 men on base tonight. And now it is Galen. Blake with a walk back in the first. He was one of the victims of the cannon attached to the right shoulder of Jose Gonzalez. Those were 2 absolutely perfect throws. He didn't have a chance at either Sanford nor Robinson. So the 2 times that Gonzalez has had an opportunity to throw out a runner, he has. Bases are clear. Galen steps in. Being played slightly to pull here. Fastball for a called strike. It is 0-1. Boschers really seems to have settled in pretty nicely. Steve Johnson has retired 6 of 7 he has faced so far. The motion, the 0-1, a breaking ball. Galen able to keep the bat in check as the pitch dropped low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Galen in his 7th Barnstormers season. 1-1. Gets a fastball high and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. First baseman Joey Trdoslavich waiting on deck. Lights haven't been turned on yet. Absolutely no need. The shadows almost starting to reach the outfield walls, at least in left center field. Strike 2 to the outside corner now, 2-2. Straightaway center, there's an angle in the rooftop, so Corey Vaughn is still very much in sunlight. But that may only be for another inning or so. Galen bats 2-2 with 2 outs. Boshear's ready to go. The pitch. Blake looks at a fastball wide. 3-2. 3 days away from the home opener. And Kristen and Mike and the crew getting everything ready to go. It's going to be a fun night and a fun season at Clipper Magazine Stadium, our 14th. Here's the payoff to Galen. Launched foul out of play on the left. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind seems to be dying down to some extent. Castile didn't need any help. His a line drive home run. Maybe about 10 feet off the line when it left the ballpark, perhaps a little bit more. 3-2. Here's the motion to Galen. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. The second strikeout for Alex Boshears, and a clean inning for him in the third. He's retired 6 in a row. The Barnstormers go down 1-2-3. We'll hit the bottom half of the third inning tonight with the score Lancaster 2, Southern Maryland nothing.
Learn from the pros right here in Lancaster. The Lancaster Barnstormers are offering 2 3-day-long youth clinics this summer with instruction on pitching, hitting, fielding, and base running. Each session, led by veteran professional players, will last from 9 until noon with lunch to follow. Choose from June 19th to 21st or July 24th to 26th. So learn what it takes to succeed on the field and off. Call the Barnstormers office at 717-509-HITS or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. Space is limited. Act now.
Introducing the all-new Lexus RX 350L, designed for room. Room for a power folding third row. Room for up to 7.
Yeah, we should do today.
And room for the unexpected. The 3-row RXL. It's the RX with room for more. Experience the innovative RXL and RXL hybrid. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
RX 450HL arriving spring 2018.
Lower half of the third inning, and the catcher Jose Gonzalez prepares to lead off against Steve Johnson. Gonzalez 2 for 7, a couple of doubles, a couple of runs batted in. Another player who was in the American Association last year. He was in Gary, I believe, inside a ball, 1-0. Infield straight up, the outfield straight away against Gonzalez. They'll try and figure out how to play him. Johnson missing away, 2 balls and no strikes. Other catcher, a gentleman by the name of Austin Green. Ball 3 to Gonzalez. Johnson risks putting the leadoff man aboard. Probably be taking the pitch here. Johnny Bladell waits on deck. He goes after it. Fouls it back, 3-1. Well, these teams here in the Atlantic League in 2018 are anything but conservative. You have your number 8 batter leading off an inning, swinging 3-0. The 3-1 from Johnson, it'll be ball 4 anyway, and the leadoff man is on here in the third inning. Johnson gives up the walk. Bladell will step in. Johnny Bladell was one of the premier players last year in the Can-Am Association. He hit .345 for the New Jersey Jackals with 8 home runs, 55 runs batted in. And he's off to a nice start here in the Atlantic League, 4 for 11. He's knocked in 2. So Gonzalez, the runner at first. And Bladell steps in. First pitch, strike in from Johnson. It is 0-1. Joey Wong, the Lefty batting second baseman waits on deck. 2-0 Barnstormers, bottom of the third, but Southern Maryland tries to mount a comeback. Johnson delivers. That's lined out toward right field. Hustling in is Galen. He's got to play it on a bounce. Throw into second base. Won't be in time for the force on Gonzalez. Bladell adding a base hit. Now runners are at first and second with nobody out for Wong, who struck out looking back in the first inning. And this is where the Barnstormers need to stay away from the mistake and or the big hit. Lancaster scored the first run in 3 of the 4 games against the York Revolution. But tonight, they haven't been able to come up with the big hit. They've lost a couple of base runners. And now runners at first and second with nobody out for Southern Maryland. Ball 1 is high and outside to Wong. No sign of a bunt. Shortstop Edwin Garcia waits on deck. Well, the infield will set a double play depth. Bortnick up on the grass at third. Terdoslavich is playing behind Bladell over at first base. Ball 1, no strikes on Wong. Johnson comes back, and he is outside again. We go to 2-0. Trouble for the Barnstormers here in the bottom of the third. Steve Johnson trying to rely on 13 previous years of professional experience to figure a way out of this. 2-0 on Wong. The motion and the pitch, and Johnson gets one in. A strike called, 2-1. 3 of the last 4 Blue Crabs batters have reached base after Johnson had retired 5 in a row. But, of course, the end of the second inning came around, leaving Vaughn aboard. Here's the 2-1 to Wong. Breaking ball, line back to the mound. We could have a triple play. Out at short, but no chance to triple up Bladell. A line drive double play, 1-6. The Barnstormers get a break there. It leaves Bladell at first with 2 outs. If Bladell hadn't been heads up base running, that's 3 outs in a hurry. That ball was absolutely stung right back into the glove of Steve Johnson. Gonzalez nailed off second, but Bladell had time to hustle back into first. He did. Here is Edwin Garcia, the shortstop. He lined to center his first time up. And the Johnson pitch low bridges him. Ball 1, no strikes. A break there for the Barnstormers. 2 quick outs in the lower half of the third inning. The Barnstormers holding on to the 2-0 lead. And more importantly than that, it suppresses this budding rally in the third inning. There goes the runner. The pitch is high. The throw by Castile bounces away from Noel and ends up in left center field. Bladell will get a stolen base. And it's 2-0, meanwhile, on Garcia. Still a chance for Southern Maryland to strike here in the third inning, although far less of a chance than it had been a batter ago. 2 balls, no strikes. The count on Garcia. Bladell leads off second base. The Johnson pitch runs to the inside corner. A strike called. It is 2-1. Edwin Garcia, returning from the 2017 Blue Crabs Ball Club, tied up badly inside. A swing and a miss. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's trying to do something that he did not do at all last year, and he was a regular, virtually everyday player for Southern Maryland. He did not drive in a run in the season series. He had 304 with 3 doubles, had no runs batted in. 2-2 here. Johnson into his windup, the pitch. Ground ball towards shortstop. Charging the play is Frias. Vlad throws on the run and cuts down Garcia to end the inning. Promising start for Southern Maryland, but the line drive double play got in the way. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. Johnson holds strong, and we'll go to the 4th inning with the Barnstormers up 2-0.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
AMT Concerts presents Rock at the Park Festival, Saturday, July 21st, featuring sets from Fuel, Eve 6, Sister Hazel, Long Beach Dub All-Stars, Fastball, and more. Rock at the Park, Saturday, July 21st at Clipper Magazine Stadium, Lancaster. Tickets on sale now at rockatthepark.com.
I said during the last half inning that Steve Johnson would rely on 13 years of professional experience to find a way out of the inning. That was 13 years of professional experience and cat-like reflexes to snag the line drive off the bat of Wong. And now we go to the 4th inning with the Barnstormers still in control by 2. First pitch to the inside corner for a strike on Terdoslavich as Boschers, after a rocky start, has caught fire here. 0-1. Joey, a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. He was the only one of the first 6 Barnstormers hitters to be retired. Popped up toward the left field line. This could be a tough play. Long way to go. Garcia into foul territory, and that ball is going to land foul and untouched. Terdoslavich will come back and face a count of no balls and 2 strikes. The third baseman, Martinez, racing back. The shortstop, Garcia, going over. And the left fielder, Strasburger, was well out of play as he was playing toward left center against Joey. The ball landed just about on top of one of the home plates down in the bullpen area. 2 strikes to Terdoslavich. Leading off in the 4th, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Barnstormers have left 1. And the 0-2 pitch in on the hands, fouled away. Still 2 strikes. Southern Maryland, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. And the Blue Crabs have left 2. Lancaster has lost 2 runners on the bases and 1 for the Blue Crabs to this point in the game. Lights have been turned on here at Regency Furniture Stadium. They will begin to take over. Shadows have just about reached the outfield walls now all the way around. Just fouled at the plate. Terdoslavich protects his turn at the plate. Still a ball and 2 strikes. The only place where there is still sunshine on the playing field is in very deep right center field, which goes out a ways here. I don't think it's as far as our 409, but it's close. 409 in left center. Foul tip and held. Terdoslavich out on strikes for a 2nd time in the game. That is 3 total strikeouts now for Boschers. Ryan Castile comes to the plate. Castile jumped all over the first pitch he saw tonight and hammered it off the top of the 10 out in left field. And it traveled beyond. Castile with his first home run of the year. He is 5 out of 13 at the outset of the season. They play him to pull. A lot of room up the middle, especially just to the left of second base for Castile. High and inside, ball 1. Trayvon Robinson, the left fielder, waits on deck. Start to call him the walking man. He did it quite often toward the end of last season and already 5 times this year. We're only in our 5th ball game, and he's in his 4th. 1-0 to Castile, the motion. And Ryan swing, line drive, base hit, left field. He just didn't get under this one. Pretty much the same trajectory. Castile aboard with a 1-out base hit. The Barnstormers with 4 knocks tonight. And here is Trayvon Robinson, the left fielder. Last year won a game in May in this ballpark with a home run batting left-handed against Cody Epley off the foul pole down the left field line. He won't get a chance to do that tonight because he can't hit it off Epley. Cody is on the disabled list to start the season with a thumb injury, but they expect him to be activated fairly soon. Not available for this series, though. Swing and a miss. Robinson going for it all. No balls and 1 strike to Trayvon Robinson. Kyle Waldrop, the right fielder, waits on deck. Castile, the runner at first base. He's probably going to stay put. If the Barnstormers start running their catchers, it's all over. Here's the pitch. Fastball in too close. Trayvon Robinson batting at a ball and a strike. It's just about everybody else on this ball club, save for the catchers and Terdoslavich, will run it just about any time. Infield set, double play depth. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trayvon Robinson. Outfield straight away against Trayvon. He does hit well to the opposite field as a left-handed batter. Swing and a miss here. It's 1-2. Robinson walked twice and then struck out twice on Sunday. One and two to him here. Right-hander ready to go. Lashed foul. Look out in the camera well down there. The Southern Maryland team photographer, Bert Hinman, showing some reflexes just to get out of the way. That thing was headed straight for his lens. He might have gotten a great shot off before diving out of the way. My goodness, that was close. Tucked in there at the far end of the dugout. 1-2. And a Robinson. That is chopped foul up the first base line. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Waldrop, a pure left-handed batter, waits on deck. Lancaster up 2-0. Top half of the 4th inning. Opener of 3. And again, we'll be on the air at 10:20 tomorrow morning from Regency Furniture Stadium, a daytime ball game. Sure, a lot of kids in brightly colored shirts will be around the stands tomorrow. And Thursday night before heading home for the home opener. Castile leading from first, 1-2 to Robinson. Breaking ball, wrapped toward the middle. This could be 2. Garcia will shovel off for 1, and Wong back to first, doubles up Trayvon. The Barnstormers with 2 double plays turned against them tonight. That has been a problem. It's 9 for the year. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 3.5 innings. The Barnstormers still up by the score of 2-0.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu. Taking a look at the other scores around the Atlantic League. Again, Sugarland defeated New Britain earlier 5-1 in a ball game that took just 1 hour and 58 minutes. Kyle Simon taking the loss for the Bees in the game. And you know how quickly he works. Long Island 3, Somerset 0 tonight. In the top of the 4th, York leads the Road Warriors 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Big curveball stays very high on Ryan Strasburger, leading off here in the 4th inning. Strasburger fly to left his first time up. Johnson comes back with the same curveball, and this gets wrapped foul deep down the left field line, right into the corner of the playing surface. 1 ball and 1 strike. That may have had enough to get out. I never saw it bounce back into the field of play around the corner where I can't quite see it, but needless to say, that ball was hit pretty hard. Well, apparently it did come back out of the field of play. I just didn't see it ricochet. 1 ball and 1 strike. Johnson to Strasburger. This one a fastball, strike 2. Tommy Shirley will be getting the start tomorrow morning against Casey Delgado, a right-hander. They have all right-handers in their rotation. Foul ball away. Still 1-2 on Strasburger. And then Joe Gardner will throw here on Thursday night. And Southern Maryland, as of yesterday anyway, had not committed. It may be Darrell Thompson. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Johnson delivers. This ball is hit high to center field. Darian Sanford hardly has to move now toward the end. A few paces toward his left. He is there, 1 out. Strasburger flies out for the second straight AB. Here is Xavier Paul. He struck out back in the second, one of 3 strikeout victims for Johnson so far tonight. Steve looked incredibly sharp in the spring training appearance against York. He ended up striking out 5 batters in 2 innings. And still, with the exception of that one brief scare back in the 3rd inning, he's looked very good here tonight. 1 out, bases clear. The motion, Johnson delivers a strike. He gets ahead of Paul at 0-1. Sugarland is 5-0. York trying to get to 4-1. You don't want to fall too far behind in a 63-game half. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch there. Paul was chasing. It's 0-2. So it's incumbent upon these 2 teams to win some ball games right now. Paul able to check on the swing. The pitch was up. Johnson trying to keep changing the eye level of Xavier Paul. And so far tonight, it's been effective. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the lefty batter. Johnson back into the windup. The pitch, swing and a miss. That one was away from him, and Paul has gone on strikes for the second time. 4 Ks for Steve Johnson. Don't think this is a fluke at all. Johnson, at the major league level, has averaged better than a strikeout an inning. You mentioned he has had success in the big leagues, a career mark of 6 wins and a loss in the major leagues. And during that time, 86 strikeouts in 76 innings. First pitch strike in on Devin Rodriguez. It is 0-1. Rodriguez, in that deciding game for the first half last year, played a role in 7 of the 8 Southern Maryland runs. Swing and a miss. Not necessarily either scoring one or driving one in, but setting it up. Singling in front of the Corey Vaughn 3-run homer, for example. 0-2. And Rodriguez. High for a ball. Unofficially, I have 54 pitches for Johnson at this stage. Breaking ball. Oh, he lurched after it, a swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch from Johnson, and Rodriguez completely and utterly duped. 5 strikeouts for Johnson through 4 innings. Nothing across. We're through 4, and the Barnstormers still up by a score of 2-0.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
Here is Kyle Waldrop to open up the Barnstormers half of the fifth inning. Waldrop out on a fly ball to center. Back in inning 2. He's putting everything in play, just hasn't been able to square up very much. Pitch to him here, line drive, and right through the second baseman, Wong. That ball more or less knuckled on the second baseman, and Wong went to make a play in the air, and then the ball hit and spun funny to his backhanded side, and it totally handcuffed him. The Barnstormers with their leadoff man on, shortstop Vladimir Frias stepping in. Frias also out on a fly ball back in the second inning. That's going to be an error, charged to Wong. Waldrop aboard. Frias will step in. Rico Noel waits on deck. We'll see if the Barnstormers bunt here, what they decide to do. To Vladimir swinging away, a liner foul down the right field side. Hard hit and ultimately up toward the seating bowl. Runner at first base is Kyle Waldrop. 1 strike on Rico Noel, or Vladimir Frias, rather. Rico Noel is on deck. Outside, ball 1, strike 1 on the fastball from Boshiers. About low 60s on the pitch total so far for this right-hander. He's thrown well after a tough start. His battery mate Jose Gonzalez helped him out back in the first inning. 1-1 pitch, chopped foul at the plate by Vladimir Frias. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. A run in each of the first 2 innings for the Barnstormers. Not been able to attack anything on since. That is 64 pitches now for Boshiers. Waldrop the runner at first. Frias up there at a ball and 2 strikes. The guy having the big night for Lancaster is the catcher Castile with a home run and a single. Here's a 1-2. Vladimir goes the other way. Soft line drive. Clears the third baseman Martinez. A base hit to left. The second goes Waldrop just jogging in there. Frias with the single. The Barnstormers have their 5th hit of the game. Rico Noel will be the batter, and you could see a bunt here. Rico grounded out 3-1 his first time up. Darian Sanford, the center fielder, waits on deck. Decision time for manager Ross Peoples. The corners will play up here. Martinez at third, Rodriguez at first. Waldrop leads from second, and Frias is off first base. Here's the set, the pitch. Noel, chopper towards shortstop, and it's bobbled by Garcia. Everybody's safe. A perfect screen was Kyle Waldrop, but the ball didn't hit him. He pulled up short. The ball cleared, and Garcia bobbles a possible double play ground ball, though with Rico, it's ever hard to assume that. But now Lancaster's got the bases loaded with nobody out for Darian Sanford, who can be deadly in these situations. Sanford tonight is 1 for 2. He is singled to left center, and he's grounded out. Errors by both middle infielders in this top of the 5th, and the Barnstormers are sitting in a very pretty spot. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here is Sanford. Boshiers with the delivery, and this is punched foul out of play to the left. No balls and one strike. Tyler Bortnick on deck, and then Galen. Well, the Barnstormers need to make some hay out of this. They had 2 double plays turned on them tonight. One of the strike them out, throw them out variety, and another routine 6-4-3 ground out. You want that big hit. No balls, 1 strike to Sanford. The motion, Boshiers to the plate, ground ball to third. This will be coming home. They will get the force out, and that is all. 5-2, the force out on Waldrop. Sanford safe on the fielder's choice. Now it is Bortnick with 1 out and the bases loaded. And this is really where, with the exception of that 1 inning, back on Saturday night, the Barnstormers have not put their best foot forward, is driving the runners in from scoring position. 6 for 7 that inning and 10 for 43 the rest of the season prior to tonight. 1 out of 5 in this game. Here is Bortnick. He has singled in a run and he's bounced back to the hill. The motion, Boshiers to the plate, and he spins a breaking ball across the outside corner, 0-1. Blake Galen in the on-deck circle. Frias at third, Noel at second, Sanford at first. Bortnick down a strike here. Boshiers glancing over toward third. And to Tyler, line down the right side, but foul. 2 quick strikes on Bortnick as Boshiers tries to fight back off the ropes. 2 errors around the soft line drive single by Frias. Sanford can't drive in a run. He hits into the 5-2 force out at the plate. Bortnick trails, no balls and 2 strikes. Tyler being played the other way by the outfield. And the pitch, fastball knocks him back. Ball 1, 2 strikes to the Lancaster third baseman. Barnstormers are up 2-0 and hungry for more. They've got a chance to really put themselves in a great position to win this game tonight with some runs here. The 1-2, Bortnick gets hit. And that will force in a run. Got hit in the hand, and hopefully Tyler's all right. Frias coming home. Bortnick driving in his 2nd run tonight. They say it got him in the hand. It was right around where the knuckles come to the bat. 3-0 Lancaster, and here is Blake Galen. Frias, the runner that scored. Noel now at third. Sanford at second. Bortnick on at first. Galen with his 2nd shot this year to bat with the bases loaded. He's 0 for 1 and has an RBI on a bases loaded walk. So really his 3rd chance. Unearned run off of Boshiers here in the 5th inning. To Galen, a strike called on the outer part of the plate. It's 0-1. And anything that scores here in the 5th inning will be unearned as long as Boshiers is involved. There should be 3 outs by now. To Galen, no balls and a strike. The delivery is high, and it's 1-1. Not a lot of great defensive support for Boshiers here in the 5th. Errors by Wong and Garcia in the inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to Galen. Trdoslavich waits on deck. The sun, the glare, no longer a factor here. It is 1-1. Galen swings and smokes it foul down the first base side. 1 and a very loud 2nd strike to Blake Galen. Noel, Sanford, and Bortnick all retreat. Galen now has to protect with 2 strikes, but he's as good at it as anybody. Tonight, a walk and a strikeout. He has walked more than he has struck out in a Barnstormers uniform. At least trying to get the ball in the air fairly far back here. to drive in Noel. 1-2. Galen with a sharp grounder up the middle, base hit center field. Noel will score. Sanford's on his way. The throw is headed into third. That is offline. Bortnick arrives safely there. Galen in behind the plate, a second, and the Barnstormers now lead 5-0 as Blake Galen drives in his 4th and 5th runs of the season. Noel and Sanford come home, and now with 2 men in scoring position, the batter will be Turdoslavich. Now, an interesting call here if you are the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. James Frisbee's going to come out and discuss it. Turdoslavich is a switch hitter. Castile, a right-handed hitter. You've got the right-hander Boscher's on the mound, but Castile's the guy having the big night. Turdoslavich is 0 for 2 on strikeouts. So they'll probably pitch to Joey here, but Joey really could break this game open. The Barnstormers with Bortnick at third, Galen at second, and Turdoslavich stepping in. He may not see a lot to hit, but do they really want to take their chances with Castile on deck? The left-hander starting to throw in the bullpen would be Russo. Here's the pitch to Turdoslavich, swinging a ball belted to left center field deep. Vaughn going back. He will run underneath and make the catch. Tagging off third is Bortnick. He'll come home to score, and the Barnstormers lead 6-0 on a long sacrifice fly for Joey Turdoslavich. His 3rd run batted in of the season. Galen holding on at second base. No need to try to go anywhere from there. And here is Castile, who has a home run and a single so far tonight. 4 runs on the board in the Barnstormers' half of the 5th inning. And they've got so far to go to reach their biggest inning of the season. Boschers looks back at Galen. The pitch to Castile, high and inside to start him off again. It is 1-0. Blake Galen with the 2-run single into center field. All of these runs are unearned. 2 outs, and Castile swings, goes the other way. A deep fly ball to right, but it just doesn't carry out there, and Bladell is back to make the catch in Death Valley, ending the inning. Ryan Castile really getting his licks in here tonight. For the Barnstormers, they pick up 4 runs in the inning on only 2 hits. They were aided by 2 errors, and 1 runner is left on base. We're on our way to the bottom half of the 5th inning, halfway through regulation tonight, and it's Lancaster 6, Southern Maryland nothing.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 311 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350 and IS 300. Available in F-Sport and all-wheel drive. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids base run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark. Well, he hit the bottom half of the 5th inning. Here is Corey Vaughn leading off, and he hits a monstrously high pop-up in the infield. That ball is up in the twilight. It can be dangerous. Vladimir Frias picks it up. He makes the call and the catch. 6 in a row, retired by Steve Johnson, one away in the bottom of the 5th inning. That ball is up there, folks. Now here is Frank Martinez, the third baseman. He went down swinging back in the 2nd. Johnson's allowed 2 singles. He has walked 1. He has struck out 5. He ran into a tough patch in the game, as pitchers, starters will tend to do. In the 3rd inning, he had runners at 1st and 2nd. He was behind Joey Wong in the count, nobody out. And Wong hit a ringing liner right back at Steve. He made the catch, and for an instant we thought we might have a triple play lined out the center. That'll fall in front of Sanford. Martinez aboard with a 1-out single in the 5th inning. 3rd hit, all singles so far tonight off of Johnson. Jose Gonzalez, the catcher, will step in. He walked his first time up. Lancaster leading by 6. Johnson will try to get through his 5 innings and maybe one more, depending on how quickly this would go. A double play here, and you might see Johnson out for a 6th inning. 1 out, 1 on, and the delivery called strike. That got back to the high part of the zone on the inside corner. And Gonzalez backing up. Infield looking to turn 2 for the Barnstormers. They have the line drive double play tonight. Here's the offering. Popped up by Gonzalez. He got jammed. Bortnick and Frias are both there. And again, Vlad will take charge and make the catch. 2 outs with the runner still at first base. And here is Johnny Bladell. Base hit the other way into right field for him back in the 3rd inning. It looks like a big pickup from the other Indy Leagues for Southern Maryland. What a year he had with the Jackals a year ago. Johnny Bladell, former college teammate of Kevin Munson at James Madison with the Dukes. Johnson misses high, ball 1, no strikes. That's a great thing about the Atlantic League. You get an ex-major leaguer like Steve Johnson battling against a guy who doesn't have a tremendous amount of professional experience, was in the Can-Am League last year. And, well, Bladell wins the first battle. There's a ground ball to Frias, and he can't come up with it cleanly. It bounces off his chest, and the 5th inning is turning into an error festival. I thought all the while that Vladimir was going to be able to recover on that play, but the ball just kept rolling away from him, and he couldn't get off a throw. So it's 1st and 2nd with 2 outs, and Joey Wong stepping in. It's the 3rd infield error we have seen in this inning. Frias appeared to be right there. That ball came up off of Vladimir's chest. He knocked it down and just couldn't collect the handle. Wong stands in 0 for 2 with that ridiculously sharp line drive double play back in the 3rd. First pitch is outside, ball 1, no strikes. Barnstormers guilty of their first error of the game. All 3 errors we've seen have come in this 5th inning. Here's a 1-0 to Wong, a swing and a miss. You look behind on that, a ball and a strike. Still 6-0 Barnstormers, but Wong could put a chip in it anyway here in the 5th inning with Martinez at 2nd, Bladell at 1st, 2 men out. Steve Johnson working at a ball and a strike to Wong. The pitch is fouled away, make it 1-2. They've had some action down in the Southern Maryland bullpen, and I would imagine we have seen the end of Boshers for tonight. Didn't pitch badly, despite being down 6-0. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Johnson to the plate to Wong, smashed to 3rd. This is bobbled momentarily by Bortnick, but he'll take it to the bag after recovering and get the force out on Martinez. 5 unassisted. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. The Blue Crabs strand 2 at the end of 5. Lancaster still in charge by a 6-0 margin. Enjoy a weeknight with the Barnstormers and leave with your wallet largely intact. Come on out on Munchie Mondays for all you can eat nachos, dogs, fries, popcorn, and soda for 2 hours. Or how about Koozie Tuesdays, where fans of legal age can enjoy $2 domestic drafts from 6:30 to 8. Bring your dog on Wiener Wednesdays and enjoy delicious dollar dogs as well. Or on Thrifty Thursday, popcorn is just $1, sodas are $2, and lawn seats are only $3. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like word search, with top prizes of 20 grand.
Yep, winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Trayvon Robinson leads off the Barnstormers sixth. He has walked and ramped into a 6-4-3 double play so far tonight. Bosher's still on the hill with left-hander David Wayne Russo warming up in the bullpen for the Revolution. So Bosher's maybe only be out there to face Robinson, and we could see the change at any time, really. Defense set straight up against Trayvon. The pitch raises the inside corner. No balls and a strike. And Bosher's on his 80th pitch. Pitches winter ball back home in Australia. This Bosher's in the dirt for a ball, 1-1. Scott Schumann was over in Australia this winter and absolutely loved it. His pitching coach was one time Blue Crab starting pitcher Virgil Vasquez. I think went by Matthew Vasquez, at least when he first came here. 1-1, pounded foul out of play down the left field side and into the twilight here at Southern Maryland. Robinson bats 1 and 2. The Barnstormers leading 6-0 in the 6th inning. A 4-run fifth. Blake Galen with the big blow there. A 2-run single into center field, as he now assumes the club RBI lead. Robinson knocked back. Trayvon batting at 2 and 2. Starting things off here in the 6th. Lancaster with 6 hits to the Blue Crabs 3. The Barnstormers have the game's only extra base hit, the Castile homer, leading off the 2nd inning. And to Robinson, line foul again. Look out. That took a chunk out of the stadium. Was it Trayvon that almost hit the photographer? I think it was. Bert Hinman actually got plunked on the carom, but most of the steam was taken out of it by the concrete barrier at that point earlier in the game. 2 and 2 on Robinson. The motion, the pitch. Breaking ball ends up inside and low. Trayvon showing some good patience there. 3 and 2. The pitch, ground ball left side. That will sneak through the hole and a base hit for Trayvon. The Barnstormers with their leadoff man aboard here in the 6th inning. 7 base hits now for the Barnstormers on the night. Kyle Waldrop will be the batter. He is 0 for 2. He has fly to center and reached on an error, though there has been some discussion about the error. It's one of those things that on the surface looked like an error, but how crazy was the spin on that ball when it went past Joey Wong? It was a knuckleball out there. It just hit the dirt and kind of kicked oddly. Waldrop gives this one a ride to left center field. Vaughn trying to race it down. He will not. This is going to bounce all the way to the wall. Into third is Robinson. Waldrop ends up at second with a double. And for the Barnstormers, men are at second and third with nobody out as they continue to attack here in the 6th inning. Switch hitting shortstop Vladimir Frias will come to the plate, but he's going to see the lefty. James Frisbee on his way out to the mound. That will be all for Alex Boschers, who gives up a couple of opposite field hits to lefty batters at the outset of the 6th inning. Lancaster poised and ready to score some more. We're already at 6-0. And with the pitching change, we're going to take a break and pause for these messages.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
I alluded to this the other night. Again, you may have seen it online earlier today. I got to be in the 2018 Gocknauer Home Appliances Stadium commercial. So had fun with Adam and Alex Einhorn and a young lady whose name I actually didn't catch making that ad. We had a lot of fun. Silo is in it as well. You can see it online. Adam put it on his Facebook page. It's on YouTube. Meanwhile, David Wayne Russo has come into the ball game here in the top of the 6th. Lancaster already with a substantial lead. And Vladimir Frias tees off on a pitch. It almost takes out Trayvon Robinson up the line from third. And Robinson gives his teammate some grief. 0-1 to Frias. Vladimir tonight has fly to center and single to left. He is swinging the bat very well. Robinson at third, Waldrop the runner at second. Frias, of course, turning around to bat from the right side. The 0-1 pitch hit in the air to shallow right. This shouldn't be deep enough to score the run. Bladell coming in will make the catch, and Robinson does not move off third. It's a big first out for Russo here in the 6th inning. Frias can't pick up the run. Rico Noel will try. Rico cooled off tonight. He's 0 for 2 on the ground. Again, Robinson at third, Waldrop at second. Noel is yet to see a pitch here. Darian Sanford's on deck. The offering just a tad inside to Noel. Ball 1-0. He got cooled off, not by the York Revolution, but by a tweaked groin over the weekend in the cold and the damp. He's fine out here tonight in the nice weather. 1-ball pitch. This one ruled a strike on the inside corner. Rico thought it was in the same spot. It is 1-1. It was close, but this time Russo gets the benefit of the doubt. Two runners in scoring position. Russo back to the plate. Noel drives a foul to the right. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Joey Turdoslavich picked up a sacrifice fly last inning. That was the first of those for the Barnstormers this year. 1-2, just outside. Gonzalez held it, didn't get the call from Donnie Mayer. 2-2 to Noel. That one close. Could have gone either way from my vantage point. I've got a pretty good look at that outside corner. 2 runners in scoring position. Here's a 2-2. Little tamper out ahead of the plate. They've got Robinson now in a rundown between third and home. And Trayvon will eventually be tagged out. To third on the play goes Waldrop. We'll get you the exact ruling on that play. It started off 1. Robinson came charging home on the comebacker and realized he was never going to get there. Darian Sanford will now be batting with runners at first and third. Noel safe on the fielder's choice. We'll see if the Barnstormers decide to start Rico. But Lancaster unable to get a man across this inning. 1-2-5 was how that play went officially. Sanford swings and misses. He goes down a strike. It is 0-1. Russo doing a nifty job since taking over here. Barnstormers with their third man to bat this half inning with the runner in scoring position. Ball gets loose from the Barnstormers bullpen. Well, that may indicate that Steve Johnson is done for the night, but a very tidy 5 innings for the one-time Baltimore Orioles. Second year in a row we've had a former Orioles starter. Last year it was Brad Bergeson. 1 strike pitch, and Darian pounds at the left. Racing back into the corner and playing it off the wall is Strasburger. And to score is Waldrop. They'll hold Sanford to a long single, a wide turnaround third base for Noel, and he is back. Darian Sanford coming awfully close to his first Atlantic League home run. He needed about 3 more feet of elevation, and instead a long single for Sanford. It makes it 7-0. Waldrop scoring interest easily, and then things got really interesting. Well, that run will be charged to Boschers, and this one is an earned run. Noel at third. Sanford, the runner at first base, with a long single off the wall in left. And here's Bortnick with a swing and a foul away. It is no balls and a strike. Darian hit one up onto the Holler Picnic Pavilion during spring training, and we were all excited. And here, batting right-handed, he just missed his first Atlantic League home run. Now to Bortnick. Swing and a miss. He's down 0-2. And my guess is, and I can't see runners here, but I think Sanford, just doing the math, might have tried to savor that one a little bit because, well, he would get an extra base on a play like that ordinarily. 0-2, and Bortnick goes down swinging. The Barnstormers pick up an extra run in the inning on 3 base hits. There were no errors, and as it turns out, 2 men are left on base. So we will head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Barnstormers extend their lead. It's now Lancaster 7 and Southern Maryland nothing.
Learn from the pros right here in Lancaster. The Lancaster Barnstormers are offering 2 3-day-long youth clinics this summer with instruction on pitching, hitting, fielding, and base running. Each session, led by veteran professional players, will last from 9 until noon with lunch to follow. Choose from June 19th to 21st or July 24th to 26th. So learn what it takes to succeed on the field and off. Call the Barnstormers office at 717-509-HITS or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. Space is limited. Act now.
Introducing the all-new Lexus RX 350L, designed for room. Room for a power folding third row. Room for up to 7.
Yeah, we should go to that.
And room for the unexpected. The 3-row RXL. It's the RX with room for more. Experience the innovative RXL and RXL hybrid. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
RX 450HL arriving spring 2018.
Johnny Anderson now in the ball game for the Lancaster Barnstormers. He picks up the game in the 6th. Steve Johnson, a very strong 5 innings here tonight. He allowed 3 singles, walked 1, struck out 5, made the defensive play of the game. A wicked liner back to the box by Joey Wong in the 3rd inning. The only tight spot that Johnson faced in this entire game. Now it's Anderson, the 6'2", 225-pound, 29-year-old left-hander. Now calls Tampa, Florida home. It is the 3rd appearance for Anderson. He's given up 2 hits and 2 walks in 2 1/3 innings and misses inside to Edwin Garcia. Ball 1, no strikes. Boschers went 7 innings, gave up 8 hits, 7 runs, of which 3 were earned. Walked 2, struck out 3, hit a batter. Slapped foul by Garcia, and we're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Taking a look at the Major League scoreboard. Texas up 6-0 over Cleveland with play in the top half of the 7th inning. Washington Nationals on a 2-0 lead over the Pittsburgh Pirates in the top of the 5th. Swing and a miss by Garcia. Anderson ahead at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Milwaukee and the Cincinnati Reds are knotted at 3. That's through 3.5 innings in Cincinnati. Atlanta 3-0 over the Mets in the top of the 4th. 1-2 pitch, ground ball shortstop. And then again kicks up. Frias able to recover it, throw to first, and not get him. The ball getting behind Terdoslavich, and Garcia is safe on the fielder's choice. Boy, I'll tell you what, ground balls are doing tricks at shortstop. We've seen Garcia have trouble, and that's the 2nd error for Frias. He actually caught the ball off his chest and then had to make a pretty hurried throw, and it skipped slightly past Joey over at first. Runner is on. Here is Ryan Strasburger. He is 0 for 2. Swing and a miss against a potent fastball from Anderson. No balls and a strike. Kansas City's up 1-0 at Boston through 3.5 innings tonight. Phillies lead the Marlins 1-0, top of the 5th. The Fish without a base hit in the game. Detroit 1, Tampa Bay 0 in the 5th inning. Fastball missing outside. And to Strasburger. It is a ball and a strike. Strausborger. Strasburger. Of course. Here's a 1-1 delivery. It's low. Castile tries to act as if it gets by, but Garcia won't have it. 2 balls and a strike. Rockies up 2-1 in the 1st inning against the Cubs in Chicago. Charlie Blackmon with his 10th. Blue Jays and Twins just getting started. Likewise, Yankees at Astros, White Sox at Cardinals. Here comes the 2-1 pitch hit high in the air to shallow left field. Robinson coming in. Frias going back. Trayvon Robinson is there to put it away. Strasburger retired in the air for the 3rd time in the game. Xavier Paul now stepping in. He's 0 for 2 on strikeouts against Steve Johnson. Later on, it's the Dodgers at Arizona. Baltimore out in Anaheim to take on the Angels. Oakland is at Seattle, and it is San Diego at San Francisco. Full day of baseball in the major leagues as well as the Atlantic League here on this Tuesday. 7-0 Barnstormers here, 1 out, 1 on. And the offering is cut on and missed by Paul. He is down a strike. It's 0-1. Devin Rodriguez, another lefty batter, waits on deck. Barnstormers have not paid for an error yet tonight. York, every time Lancaster made a mistake, pounced on it over the weekend. There really weren't that many mistakes, all things considered. Fouled at the plate, it's 0-2. But man, every one that happened, York capitalized on the opportunity with either a game-winning hit or in the break they got in the third inning on Friday night, sort of a game-breaking 3-run inning. 0-2. The count on Paul, 1 out, 1 on. Anderson busts in high, missing for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bottom half of the 6th inning. Barnstormers looking to get to 2-3 on the season, and they've got one of the best teams in the league statistically. Here comes the 1-2 to Paul. Anderson deals. That is swung on and missed. John Anderson now with a strikeout. 6 for the Barnstormers staff in the game. Devin Rodriguez to the plate. He's 0 for 2. The Barnstormers have out-hit their opponents 55-30 over these first 5 games. Of course, tonight, obviously not finished yet. But that is an insanely wide margin. And they've outscored their opposition 30-20. To Rodriguez, over but low. Ball 1, no strikes. Barnstormers with the wallop starting to come tonight. Castile a home run, Waldrop a double. Long sac fly for Terdoslavich. Fastball is high. And Rodriguez bats 2-0. And the Barnstormers need that power from the middle part of the order to complement all the speed around the periphery. Now all of a sudden, Darian Sanford's some kind of power hitter. Where did that happen? The pitch, swing and a miss. Huge cut by Rodriguez. 2-1. The runner at first base is Garcia, aboard on an error to open the inning. Lower half of number 6 tonight at Southern Maryland. Anderson with the kick and the pitch. Rodriguez lays off and takes a second strike. Now 2-2. Barnstormers with single runs in the first and second, 4 in the 5th. Taking advantage of the opportunity presented them with 2 errors and then 1 more run in the 6th inning. Anderson winds, brings home the 2-2. It's slapped foul back into the net. We will continue with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Home opener coming up Friday. We should stay on schedule. No threat of rain in the forecast at all here this week. So Jonathan Albaladejo slated to get the start on Friday against the York Revolution and hoping for better success than the last go-around. 2-2 to Rodriguez. Here's the pitch, and that's strike 3 called. Anderson strikes out Rodriguez looking. Second strikeout for John. No runs, no hits. The Barnstormers are guilty of an error. They leave 1 at the end of 6 full innings tonight here at Regency Furniture Stadium. The Barnstormers have control of the game. It is Lancaster 7 and Southern Maryland nothing.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
AMT Concerts presents Rock at the Park Festival, Saturday, July 21st, featuring sets from Fuel, Eve 6, Sister Hazel, Long Beach Dub All-Stars, basketball, and more. Rock at the Park, Saturday, July 21st at Clipper Magazine Stadium, Lancaster. Tickets on sale now at rockatthepark.com.
Game's gotten a little bit messy here tonight. 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Barnstormers, who have left 4, no runs, 3 hits, 2 errors. And the Blue Crabs have marooned 5 so far. David Wayne Russo faces Blake Galen. Starting off the 7th inning, Galen with the game's biggest hit, a 2-run single up the middle, back in the 5th. He is 1 out of 2 tonight, also a walk and a strikeout. He looks at ball 1 as Russo misses. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Next offering, and it is fouled back to the screen. Galen pulled off balance by the Russo offering. It's 1-1. David Wayne Russo is 27 years of age from Monterey, California. 5'11" and 175 pounds. He was here last year. To Blake Galen, a ball and a strike, and a beautiful breaking ball into the zone. Blake trails at 1-2. Inside, and Galen gets hit. Tyler Bortnick got it in the 4-run 5th inning. That one had to hurt a lot more than this pitch to Galen, which glanced off his upper back, up around his shoulder. Galen the runner. Here is Trdoslavich. He'll flip around and bat from the right side of the plate. Joey 0 for 2 with a sac fly in the game. Field set, double play depth. Galen aboard. Trdoslavich wraps it foul. Josh Bell, now coaching third, leaps up, tries to stop it. The ball ends up down toward the bullpen bench for Southern Maryland. David Russo out of San Jose State. Never pitched in a major league organization, but did pitch for James Frisbee in the American Association. Trdoslavich with a fly ball, left center field, didn't get all of it. Vaughn cruises over, calls off his left fielder Strasburger and makes the catch. Back to first goes Galen. Ryan Castile to the plate. He has a home run, a single, and a deep fly ball to right. He's 2 for 3. Last year, Russo was 2-4 here with a 5.26 earned run average. Gave up 65 hits and 63 in the 3rd innings, walked 35, struck out 40. He's retired 4 of the 6 batters he has faced tonight. Galen leads off first. Castile jumps out of the way. The pitch ruled a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Trayvon Robinson's on deck. You'd like to believe the Barnstormers do not need to do any more offensively tonight, but you wouldn't mind seeing them sustaining the momentum. Hopper foul at the plate. Castile bats 0-2. Barnstormers as a ball club hitting .324 coming into the ball game tonight. It's early in the year, and sometimes early in the year when you can't say over the long haul, the numbers don't make sense. You'll look at the Barnstormers' stats away from the 1-loss record, and you think they might be 4-1 after the game tonight. This ball club has done a lot except win those 2 close, low-scoring ball games in New York. Chopper past the mound. The play is being charged by the third baseman, Martinez. He throws on the run, and a great save on the back end of that by Devin Rodriguez. Very well done by the Southern Maryland corner infielders to cut down Castile. The out is 5-3. Galen's ahead to second, and Trayvon Robinson comes to the plate. Beautiful job charging that play by Martinez. Then he made the low throw, and Devin Rodriguez, who does not have the long locks he had last year, made a nice save on the other end. Galen at second. The defenders back up. Trayvon Robinson is in. 1 for 2 is Trayvon tonight. He hasn't factored in the scoring. Has a single and a walk. Pitch here is up and away. Ball 1, no strikes. Lefty batting Kyle Waldrop is on deck. Stormers ahead by 7 here in the 7th. Southern Maryland has had one man get the scoring position in the game. Well, in a sense, 2 in the same inning, but one only got there because the other one was doubled off. Well, they haven't gotten a man past second base. Ball 2 is inside. Robinson up there 2-0. Blake Galen has been aboard 3 times in this game. Bortnick twice, Sanford twice, Castile twice, Robinson twice. That's not including errors. 2-0 pitch. Misses inside. Robinson not seeing too much here with the left-on-left matchup next. Three and 0 to Robinson in his 3rd season in the Atlantic League. Russo ready to go. The pitch. And Robinson looks at a strike. We go to 3-1. 10:35 game time tomorrow. Tommy Shirley has the honors. In the morning game, school day special against Casey Delgado. 3-1 to Robinson. Oh, he takes a vicious swing and misses. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rayvon, I've walked enough. I want some power numbers. 3 and 2. Russo's allowed just 1 hit, that long single off the left field wall by Darian Sanford. Payoff is coming to Robinson. It is low. He gets another walk. 2 tonight for him. 1st and 2nd for Waldrop. Kyle with a booming double to left center field back in the 6th inning. And he was the man who eventually scored on the Sanford single. 1 out of 3 for Waldrop in the game. He's got 2 men on, 2 men out here in the 7th inning, facing Russo, the left-hander. Kyle did not start against the left-handed starting pitcher that we saw Friday night, Russ Detweiler. Strike just on the outside corner. Good location from Russo to start off Waldrop. It's 0-1. Russo, in his 2nd appearance of the season, he allowed 1 hit and 2 walks in 2 innings over the weekend against the Ducks. Here's the 0-1. Into the dirt and bouncing away from Gonzalez. Galen moves to 3rd, Robinson to 2nd. 1-1, the count on Waldrop. He's driven in 1 run for the season. A chance for 2 more here. A walk, a hit batter, and a wild pitch in the inning. The Barnstormers positioned to score more, but Waldrop needs to come through. The 1-1 pitch, check swing, and this bounces away momentarily from Gonzalez, who then picks it up and appeals to the 3rd base umpire. And gets no satisfaction out of Bill Worthington. It's ball 2. 2-1 to Waldrop. Vladimir Frias waits on deck. Man who's hit some stinging foul balls tonight. 1 for 3 on a soft liner, fair. To Waldrop, here's the 2-1. Fouled at the plate. Now 2-2 on Kyle from Fort Myers, Florida. My counterpart in the other booth, Brandon Belanda, 3 years behind Waldrop, growing up in Fort Myers, Florida. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. The left-hander Russo into the motion. Waldrop swings, pulls a foul ball on the ground. He'll hang at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lancaster up by 7 in the top of the 7th inning. And again, the Barnstormers hardly ever going down 1-2-3. Boschers succeeded in the 3rd inning. Only the 5th time in 5 games. Lancaster's been retired 1-2-3. Waldrop pops this up, and I think it's going to stay in play. Over comes Martinez toward the barrier. No. Waldrop gets this one to drop in the seats. The other day, the wind pushed one back onto the field for him to his detriment over in York. Runners crisscross back to the field. Waldrop survives. His turn at the plate still going at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Frias in the on-deck circle. Waldrop trying to add to the Barnstormers' lead here in the 7th inning. Russo ready to go. The pitch taken, ball 3, and this time Gonzalez able to make the stop on a pitch in the dirt, or Galen would have been able to scoot home with the 8th run. 3-2 to Waldrop. First base open, so the runners won't be moving. Defense straight up against Kyle. Here is the motion, the payoff pitch, and Waldrop pulls a fly ball down the right field line. Racing over, Bladell, and he will look up and watch it bounce up in the seats. Galen and Robinson getting a workout on these Kyle Waldrop foul balls in the 7th inning. And back they go once again. And Galen doesn't have to return that far. Robinson's on the dead run from second, and both times he's ended up around third base as Galen has ended up near home plate. 3-2 still to Waldrop. A long at bat against Russo. Here's the payoff pitch, and Waldrop hits a high fly ball out to right. This one carrying a ways. Bladell overran it and now comes back in to make the catch. It's just not going to go anywhere in right field in this ballpark except on very rare nights. Waldrop flies out, ending the inning. It's no runs, no hits, no errors. The Barnstormers leave 2. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. 7-0 Lancaster.
You're totally probably safe to ride on your spare for what, 6, maybe 9 months?
Don't trust the wrong advice. Get the right tires at the right price right away. It's what we've been doing at Jack Williams Tire right here in Pennsylvania since our family started this business back in 1929. Because doing things the right way is just the Williams way. Get the right tires right now at jackwilliams.com.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu. Barnstormers bring on Scott Schumann for the bottom of the 7th inning. He'll be facing Corey Vaughn, Frank Martinez, and Jose Gonzalez. Schumann coming off a fabulous year with the Barnstormers in 2017, but he has been ailing. He didn't throw all of spring training, and this is his first appearance of the year. Scott spent the winter, as we mentioned earlier, over in Australia and absolutely loved it. When we catch up to him for a dugout report, I'm sure that's going to be half the conversation. Last year, 58 2/3 innings, over 62 appearances, 3-1, 2 saves, and a 2.91 ERA. 47 hits, 22 walks, and 73 strikeouts recorded by Schumann. Here's Corey Vaughn. He is 1 for 2 in the game. Scott Schumann, 6'3" right-hander from Valdosta, Georgia. He has moved back home to Valdosta after spending a couple of winters in Auburn, Alabama, where he went to school. Foul ball back, 0-1 on Vaughn. Steve Johnson, the first 5 innings logged for the Barnstormers tonight. Johnny Anderson worked the 6th, allowed 1 runner to reach base on an error and struck out 2. Here's the 0-1, fastball up and in. Ball 1, strike 1. I'd be interested to see what Schumann's velocity is right now. They don't have a gun visible here at Southern Maryland. Last year, he was clocked at 98 from time to time. 1-1, fastball runs in high, ball 2 and a strike. Schumann, of course, historically had trouble with his control, but that's kind of behind him. His work in the Atlantic League, not necessarily indicative of that. The 2-1 inside to Vaughn, 3 balls and a strike, but he may not be in rhythm here after having not thrown all spring, at least not in the game. He has missed pretty badly with these last 3 chucks to Vaughn. 3 balls, 1 strike, defense straight up. Schumann ready to go. Here's the pitch. Challenged him, swinging a foul in and out of Castile's glove. 3-2 now. There's a right-hander warming up in the bullpen, meanwhile, for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. That is Parker Frazier throwing. Here's the payoff, popped up, might be playable. Coming over Bortnick in front of the enemy dugout. Tyler underneath there on the apron to make the catch. He drops the ball eventually, but that was trying to pull it free from his glove. Vaughn out on the foul pop-up. Good recovery by Schumann, 1 away. Frank Martinez, the third baseman, steps in. He is 1 for 2. I would have to say Martinez has made the best play in the field in this game. Nice play he made on Castile in the top of this inning. Boy, he did a great job charging that little topper to the third base side of the mound. 1 out, base is clear. Schumann will fire, and that's cracked into right field, a base hit. Chasing it down is Galen. He'll make a backhanded stop and hold Martinez to a single. Hot start for Frank Martinez, 6 out of 15. Jose Gonzalez to the plate. The catcher 0 for 1 with a walk. One out with a runner aboard. The 4th single for Southern Maryland tonight. They have picked up 1 walk, and the Barnstormers have contributed a couple of errors. Infield set, looking to turn 2 as Gonzalez bats against Schumann. Scott ready to go out of the set. The pitch is fouled away. Gonzalez down a strike. It is 0-1. Barnstormers have 9 hits in the game, including a home run and a double. 3 walks, a hit batter, and there have been 2 errors the other way also, both in the same inning, assisting the Barnstormers to score 4 runs in the 5th. 1 out, 1 on here. Schumann will work to Gonzalez at a strike. The delivery, high fly ball, right center field. Marching in is Galen. Blake's still coming, but he'll be there. Makes the catch for out number 2. And in steps Johnny Bladell. A single, and he has reached on an error. But he almost made a horrible mistake on that Waldrop fly ball back in the 7th inning. He'll get used to playing right field here. But it looked like Waldrop hit that ball 30 feet deeper than he actually did, and Bladell went racing back on it and then suddenly realized that ball wasn't traveling nearly that deep into the outfield, came racing back in to make the catch. 2 outs with a man aboard. Barnstormers are not holding Martinez at the bag. Swinging a foul against the fastball. Bladell is down 0-1. Lancaster has scored in 4 different innings tonight. And again, only 5 times all year have the Barnstormers been retired. 1, 2, 3. They've had an incredible number of men reach base in these first 5 games. Casey Delgado will try to stop it tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at the Schumann fastball. He's got Bladell 0-2. Barnstormers pitchers tonight have struck out 7. 5 for Johnson, 2 for Anderson. Schumann just getting his feet wet into this season. You know, the strikeouts will come for him eventually. 0-2 to Bladell. Schumann out of the stretch. They'll bring it home. Fastball missing upstairs. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Scott did, based on his performance last year, get a look-see with the LA Dodgers, but they let him go the same day they let Blake Galen go. And both immediately got on the horn to Ross Peoples, wanting to come back to Lancaster. 1-2 is low. Nice stop made by Castile. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schumann had already signed with the Barnstormers for the year. He was one of the first people to do so, and then got the call from the Dodgers that they wanted to at least give him an audition. Two and 2 with 2 gone. Bladell awaits. Schumann ready to go. Slider back to the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Schumann jumps on to the strikeout train. He gets his first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 more left on base by Southern Maryland tonight. The Barnstormers continuing the shutout, and to 7. Lancaster 7, and Southern Maryland nothing.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
'29-year-old right-hander Parker Frazier into the game for Southern Maryland. He is a string bean, 6'5" and 185. Sometimes you wonder about those numbers, but he looks every bit of it. They'll be facing Frias, Noel, and Sanford in the top of the 8th with the Barnstormers ahead by 7 runs. Frazier last year with the Lincoln Salt Dogs in the American Association. Here's the pitch and the sidearm delivery. Catches Frias a little off guard. Called strike. It's 0-1. Frias 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight. Right-hander twists, brings it home, and his breaking ball gets there. A second strike, 0-2. Frazier has a deceptive motion, much like a Corey Burns or Brian Grenning with that turn towards center field. 0-2. And he's got Frias skipping out of the way as the next pitch came at his feet. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. And I think that was intentional from Frazier just to rattle Vladimir a little bit here. And they're saying it actually did hit him. And James Frisbee is coming out to inquire. Vlad's on his way down to first base. Now we're going to have a conversation about it. Frisbee has Donnie Mayer not so sure, so Scott Hart and Bill Worthington will come over. We'll discuss whether or not Frias got hit by the pitch. We're going to leave him at first base. It's the third Barnstormer hit tonight. Runner on, Rico Noel will come to the plate. Noel is 0 for 3 and has scored a run. Frazier into his third game. He threw 2 1/3 hitless innings against Long Island over the weekend. Walked 1, struck out 2. Here's the pitch to Noel, a swing and a miss. He is down a strike. Frazier made a mistake, 0-2 to Frias. He was trying to knock him back off the plate, get his feet uncomfortable, but he overplayed his hand ever so slightly. And Frias got clipped. Bortnick hit in the 5th inning and Galen in the 7th. Bortnick's looked the most painful of the 3. Noel takes a sidearm breaking ball wide. 1 ball, 1 strike. Noel has hit the ball on the ground 3 times tonight. But that lofty 750 batting average with which he entered tonight's game has gone by the boards. Here's a 1-1. Slider just clips the outer edge. Ball 1, 2 strikes on Rico Noel. 7-0. The Barnstormers lead, out hitting Southern Maryland 9-4. One ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. To Noel, a swing and a miss. Frazier, absolutely nasty from that right side. Here comes Darian Sanford, 2 for 4 tonight. Sanford and Galen continue on hitting streaks. And now Rico Noel giving it to the plate umpire, and I think he might have gotten thrown out. And Ross Peoples comes out to plead the case. I'll have to see what changes are made. Now Matt Hibbert is going to bat for Sanford. Hibbert's seen 1 pitch and he got hit by it. Right-handed hitting outfielder. Sanford will sit out the rest of the night. He's done plenty. The pitch to Hibbert jams him. He takes a partial swing and misses. No balls and a strike to Matt. Tyler Bortnick on deck. 1 out, 1 on. Lancaster certainly has options. Check swing on a breaking ball. That is there. A second strike, 0-2. With the exception of the pitch that hit Frias, Frazier has thrown nothing but strikes since coming in. He had Frias 0-2. He struck out Noel. 3 pitches. He's 0-2 on Hibbert. Parker Frazier ready to go. Slips this one past the outside corner. Well passed. Backhanded stop made by Gonzalez. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes here. Frias inching his way off first. Not going to start runners in a 7-0 game in the 8th. That's strike 3 called back to the inside corner. Hibbert goes down looking. Parker Frazier could be a weapon for Southern Maryland unless the Atlantic League hitters grow accustomed to him. But right now, his stuff is breaking very sharply, and the right-handed hitters so far haven't been equipped to match up against it, and nor really was Frias until that pitch hit him. Oh, Tyler Bortnick will try and find the secret. 1 for 3 for Borty tonight. He's driven in a couple runs. Fastball chopped on the right side. That is handled by Rodriguez. He underhands to Frazier. And a nice inning for Parker Frazier. No runs, no hits, no errors. Lancaster leaves 1. Bottom of the 8th coming around 7-0 Lancaster.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with a Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 311 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350 and IS 300. Available in F-Sport and all-wheel drive. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy weekends with the Barnstormers all season long. Every Friday evening home game will feature a different giveaway ranging from t-shirts to beach towels to backpacks. On Saturdays, enjoy the best entertainment doubleheader there is with Barnstormers baseball followed by fireworks. Sundays are fun days at the ballpark. Get autographs from some of your favorite Barnstormers players and play catch on the field before the game. Once the game is over, it's a Domino's Pizza Kids base run. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and we'll see you at the ballpark. Now we've got several changes now for the Barnstormers going into the bottom of the 8th inning. Isaac Wenrick has taken over at first base. Tyler Bortnick slides from third to second. Carlos Garcia is now in at third base, and Matt Hibbert's out in center. Robinson's still in left. Waldrop is still in right. Frias is still at short. Jesus Sanchez on the hill. His first pitch to the leadoff batter, Joey Wong, is in for a strike and then fumbled by Castile. 0-1. Ground ball down the line at first. Snagged by Wenrick. Nice play, and he takes it to the bag himself. Wong retired 3 unassisted, 1 down. Joey Wenrick flashing the leather. Nice play along the line as a right-handed thrower. That's his glove side. Edwin Garcia will step in. The shortstop 0 for 3. Scott Schumann worked the 7th inning. Gave up 1 base hit, struck out 1. Sanchez delivers. It's fouled off the end of Garcia's bat. No balls and a strike. So we'll have to figure that Garcia is likely to be in the number 2 slot and Wenrick in the 4th, but that may not be a safe assumption. It could, in theory, be the other way because they both came in defensively. We'll see who gets the AB in the top of the 9th. Back to the inside corner. Strike 2 on Garcia. On deck is Strasburger, and then the cleanup hitter, the DH, Xavier Paul. If the inning continues. Strike 3 called on Garcia. Sanchez, in his 3rd ball game, records a strikeout. 2 outs, and Strasburger will step in. 5'11" right-hander from Waxahachie, Texas. Jesus Sanchez. Gone 1 full inning. He's allowed 2 hits and a walk. He has struck out 1 coming into tonight. First offering, breaking ball, swing out and a miss by Strasburger. It's 0-1. Sanchez comes back, gets a weak grounder up the third base line, kicking foul by the time Carlos Garcia can get there. Very quickly, it is 2 strikes on Strasburger. Sanchez has retired Wong on a nice defensive play, and he has struck out Garcia. Very good night for the Barnstormers pitching staff at this point. Started with the best Barnstormers starting performance of the year. Steve Johnson, 5 shutout innings. Barely outperforming our pregame guest tonight, Brooks Hall, who had a really nice outing on Sunday. Swing and a miss. Strasburger chasing wildly. Yet another strikeout for Sanchez. 10 for Barnstormers pitching in the game. Nothing across in the bottom of the 8th. And at the end of 8, the Barnstormers remain ahead 7-0.
Enjoy a weeknight with the Barnstormers and leave with your wallet largely intact. Come on out on Munchie Mondays for all you can eat nachos, dogs, fries, popcorn, and soda for 2 hours. Or how about Koozie Tuesdays, where fans of legal age can enjoy $2 domestic drafts from 6:30 to 8. Bring your dog on Wiener Wednesdays and enjoy delicious dollar dogs as well. Or on Thrifty Thursday, popcorn is just $1, sodas are $2, and lawn seats are only $3. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
Okay, John, shelves are stocked.
So are the new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
Like word search, with top prizes of 20 grand.
Yep, winning's never been faster.
Not faster than me clearing these shelves.
Dude, I hope you're even faster at restocking.
Yeah.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Joey Wagman with the opportunity to pitch the 9th inning against the Barnstormers tonight. Wagman in his first Atlantic League game. It's in the Oakland A's organization at the single-A level last year, although he pitched some at double-A back in 2016 and 15 as well. 21-17 career record and a 4.43 ERA. Is facing Blake Galen. Galen officially tonight 1 for 2. Driven in 2 runs. Pitch to Blake in for a strike call. It's 0-1. There hasn't been a tremendous amount of energy on the field for the past couple of innings. To Galen, the 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, cut on and missed. 2 strikes to Galen, and it is Isaac Wenrick in the on-deck circle. I figured it would be, but it wasn't a lock. Here comes the 0-2. Wegman fires outside and low. Joey W-A-G-M-A-N, as opposed to the incoming supermarket into Lancaster County, spelled with an E. 1-2. Ball 2, high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Galen has walked and been hit by a pitch, struck out, as well as having the 2-run single back in the 5th inning. That was the game breaker. Wagman into the windup, 2-2. Blake jumps back out of the way. Ball 3 and 2 strikes. Lancaster has led 7-0 since a long RBI single for Darian Sanford in the 6th. And really, this game has kind of just settled into a pattern of blah here the last 2 or 3 frames. Payoff to Galen, popped up behind second base. Calling for it is Wong, and he will make the catch just about down to a knee. Blake's retired for the first out. And here is Isaac Wenrick batting for the first time tonight. Isaac 0 for 1 on the season. Left-handed hitter all the way, catcher, first baseman, facing the right-hander Wagman. Here's the leg kick and the pitch. Isaac takes an offering low. Ball 1, no strikes. Isaac, a very large, burly fellow, 6'2" and 230 pounds. It's almost accentuated by the ponytail or man bun, somewhere in between the two for him, really. Goes the other way, a fly ball slicing foul into the night down the left field line. So it is 1 ball and 1 strike to Wenrick. Reading native. He's lived in Phoenix the last few years. And a man who just enjoys life every day since his almost ended 25 months ago. 1-1. Wenrick smash up the middle past the diving try from Joey Wong. I think Wong got a glove on it and slowed it down. Wenrick with a base hit. The Barnstormers reaching double figures. And Ryan Castile will come to the plate. He's 2 for 4 with a home run here tonight. Wenrick is on the board in the base hit column now. Barnstormers have done nothing to damage their 300-plus batting average in the game here tonight. Wenrick not being held at first to Castile. Chopper towards short. This could be 2. The feed to Wong and the toss back to Rodriguez. A double play. The Barnstormers hit into another. This one shouldn't matter a whole lot as far as the team's fortunes are concerned tonight, but that is 3, 2 on the ground, turned by Southern Maryland. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Bottom of the 9th coming up with Lancaster leading 7-0.
Learn from the pros right here in Lancaster. The Lancaster Barnstormers are offering 2 3-day-long youth clinics this summer with instruction on pitching, hitting, fielding, and base running. Each session, led by veteran professional players, will last from 9 until noon with lunch to follow. Choose from June 19th to 21st or July 24th to 26th. So learn what it takes to succeed on the field and off. Call the Barnstormers office at 717-509-HITS or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. Space is limited. Act now.
Introducing the all-new Lexus RX 350L, designed for room. Room for a power folding third row. Room for up to 7. And room for the unexpected. The 3-row RXL. It's the RX with room for more. Experience the innovative RXL and RXL hybrid. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
RX 450HL arriving spring 2018.
Well, the Barnstormers will try and wrap things up tonight with the man who is ticketed to be the closer, but he hasn't had anything resembling a save opportunity yet, and that is the big lefty, Matt Reynolds. 6'5", 240-pounder is Reynolds, now living in Nashville, Tennessee. Xavier Paul, Devin Rodriguez, and Corey Vaughn will step in to face him in the bottom half of inning number 9. Reynolds, longtime performer in the National League West, delivers and fires a strike to Paul, who is 0 for 3 on punch-outs in the game. Matt Reynolds into his second game. He gave up 1 base hit, struck out 2 against York. Check swing. He did not go, and it's 1-1 to Paul. The breaking ball missed. Reynolds pitched on Friday night, gave up a base hit to Travis Witherspoon. Ground ball pulled foul. 1-2 now. Lancaster with 10 hits to 4 for Southern Maryland. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. 11 strikeouts for the Barnstormers staff in the game. Xavier Paul has been 4 of them. Devin Rodriguez to the plate. He is 0 for 3. He has grounded out and he has struck out twice. The left-handed hitters for Southern Maryland tonight have not fared very well at all. The switch hitter Martinez he has 2 of the 4 hits. Swing and a miss to fastball. It's 0-1. Barnstormers 2 outs away from their second win of the season. They have had control of this game since it began, or so it has seemed. Fouled away. It's 0-2. Terrific performance by Steve Johnson tonight. The bats have been swinging. They scored on the first 2 batters of the game, Sanford and Bortnick teaming up. And the pitch, missing inside, ball 1. Reynolds had an ugly debut here at Southern Maryland. I think it was his first performance. It was something about a balk and then a wild pitch, costing the Barnstormers their first loss back in 16, and that was about the only thing he did wrong. Breaking ball is outside, holding on the swing Rodriguez. It's 2-2. He was just fabulous once he got going that year, and he continued it right into the San Francisco organization, got to the big leagues. It's a fly ball hit pretty well by Rodriguez. This is carrying. Back on it goes Galen and almost overruns it. Blake ends up doing a belly flop to make the catch. The wind really pushed that seemingly at the last minute, although it's not stirring the flag any longer, but that ball just traveled toward the infield and back towards center. And Galen ended up taking a route sort of like Johnny Bladell did against Kyle Waldrop back in the 7th. 2 are out. Corey Vaughn, the last hope tonight for Southern Maryland. Reynolds to the plate and a strike at the letters. It's 0-1. Matt Reynolds' minor league numbers back in 16 were staggering. Popped up, should end the ball game. Wenrick is there, and Isaac will handle it for the final out. A perfect inning for Matt Reynolds here in the 9th. Nothing across for Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers with a great combined pitching effort here tonight. They jump into 3rd place in the Freedom Division with the victory. A clean win, except for a couple of little bobbles in the field. The Barnstormers take the opener of this series. We'll be back with the wrap-up show. That will be coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Like craft beers, local wines? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, all new for 2018 is the Broken Bat deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat will feature more than 20 local craft breweries and product from 2 local wineries. If something with a little more kick is your adult beverage of choice, a local distillery is part of the Broken Bat as well. Food will be sold off a pub-style menu, so get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
AMT Concerts presents Rock at the Park Festival, Saturday, July 21st, featuring sets from Fuel, Eve 6, Sister Hazel, Long Beach Dub All-Stars, Fastball, and more. Rock at the Park, Saturday, July 21st, at Clipper Magazine Stadium, Lancaster. Tickets on sale now at rockatthepark.com.
Little trouble for the Lancaster Barnstormers in the series opener at Regency Furniture Stadium. Offensively, the ball club did a little of everything tonight. They got the home run from Castile. They had a couple of clutch hits along the way, a couple of stolen bases. They also had two guys thrown out trying to steal, but what they got a lot of tonight was the pitching. It really stepped to the forefront in this game. A combined 4-hit shutout, all the hits singles. Steve Johnson went the first 5. Johnny Anderson an inning. Scott Schumann 1. Jesus Sanchez 1. And then Matt Reynolds wrapped it up here tonight. Pardon the pun. That was inadvertent. 11 strikeouts and only 1 walk given up by the Barnstormers tonight, along with the 4 singles. Steve Johnson with the win. He is 1-0. Alex Bosher is the loss. He is 0-1 on the season. The home run to Castile, his first. The line totals were thus: 7 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors, 7 left for Lancaster. No runs on 4 hits with 2 errors, and Southern Maryland left 6. 2 hours, 34 minutes, the time of the game tonight, 2001, a few of whom may have been named Hal here at Regency Furniture Stadium. The Barnstormers scored in the first inning as Darian Sanford led off with a single to left center field, stole second and rode across on a Tyler Bortnick smash up the middle. That would be it. The rest of the inning cut off for the Barnstormers as 2 men were thrown out trying to steal. In the second, Ryan Castile opened up with a home run well over the boards and left, skipping off the picnic tent and out toward the clubhouses here at Regency Furniture Stadium. It stayed 2-0 until the 5th inning, but the Blue Crabs had a chance to come back in the third, and that was the inning that probably took the starch out of their sheets for the rest of the night, because they got about as tough a break as you can get. It happened to the Barnstormers several times last year. Jose Gonzalez led off the inning with a walk, and Johnny Bladell followed with a base hit into right field. Joey Wong was ahead in the count, facing Steve Johnson, the only blip in Johnson all night long. And Wong ripped the ball, absolutely sizzled back to the mound. It looked like it had a chance to be a triple play at the outset. The Barnstormers were able to get the out on Wong, double up. Gonzalez at second. Bladell with the presence of mind to duck back into first. He would steal second base. Edwin Garcia grounded to shortstop, and never again on the evening did the Blue Crabs have a runner advance into scoring position. And in fact, they only had 3 more runners the rest of the game. 2 singles by Frank Martinez, the third baseman, and Garcia reached on an error leading off in the 6th inning. The Barnstormers put it away in the 5th. Kyle Waldrop reached on an error leading off. They may think about that one. Vladimir Frias looped a single into left, moving Waldrop to second, and then the shortstop Garcia bobbled a possible double play ball off the bat of Rico Noel. The Barnstormers loaded the bases with nobody out. Sanford hit into a force at the plate, but Tyler Bortnick was hit by a pitch, forcing in a run to make it 3-0. Blake Galen singled up the middle, scoring 2 more. Joey Terdoslavich capped the inning with a sacrifice fly to center. The Barnstormers put 1 more run on the board in the 6th. Trayvon Robinson led off with a single. Waldrop belted a double to left center field. Robinson had to hold on a shallow fly ball by Vladimir Frias, and then he was thrown out in a rundown between third and home as Rico Noel hit a comebacker. Darian Sanford, though, picked up Waldrop from third base with a single off the wall and left. The Barnstormers with their final run on the board. They had 1 more hit the rest of the way tonight. The game really is settled into a lazier pace toward the end. The Barnstormers with their shortest game of the year and an easy 7-0 win over Southern Maryland here tonight. Lancaster goes to 2-3 with the win. Southern Maryland falls to 1-3 with the loss. Taking a look at the other scores around the Atlantic League. Earlier today, in a 1-hour, 58-minute contest, Sugarland outlasted New Britain 5-1. York shutting out the Road Warriors 6-0. They're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Road Warriors have not scored over the last 3 games. They're in the bottom of the 9th at Somerset. The Long Island Ducks own a 6-4 lead over the Somerset Patriots. In Major League Baseball, the Cleveland Indians have fought back to tie the Texas Rangers with a big surge in the bottom half of the 9th inning. It is now 6-6. in that contest here this evening, and I believe the Indians hit a grand slam in the 9th inning to tie that game. The Washington Nationals all over the Pittsburgh Pirates. It is 12-2 in the top of the 7th inning, and the Nats have their ace, Max Scherzer, on the hill. Bryce Harper, the home run, and Matt Adams has hit 2 in that ball game. Defoe with 1 for the Nationals. It is 6-3, Milwaukee over Cincinnati. Play is in the bottom half of the 6th inning in the Queen City. End of 7, Atlanta up on the Mets by a score of 3-1. Also at the end of 7, the Boston Red Sox lead the Kansas City Royals. The score there is 3-2. Phils and the Marlins embroiled in a 1-1 battle there in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Detroit 2, Tampa Bay 1. That's in the top of the 8th. Colorado over the Chicago Cubs 3-1. That is through 5 innings of play at Wrigley. In Minnesota at Target Field, the Twins lead the Toronto Blue Jays 2-0. That's in the 4th. The Yankees and the Astros, no score, bottom of the 4th inning. St. Louis Cardinals have a run on the board, leading the White Sox 1-0, top 4. Still to come tonight, the LA Dodgers are in Arizona. The Orioles are in Anaheim. It is Oakland at Seattle and San Diego at San Francisco to top off the schedule. The Barnstormers and Southern Maryland Blue Crabs will tangle once again in short order, about another 13 hours. A morning game, a daytime special on our first Wednesday of the season here at Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers will send Tommy Shirley to the mound. Tommy has made 1 relief appearance for the Barnstormers this year. He was 3-5 for the Barnstormers a year ago, and he will be matched up against a right-hander, Casey Delgado, here tomorrow morning. Delgado will be making his first appearance of the season. Join us with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report at 10:20 tomorrow morning, and then the play-by-play action to follow. The Barnstormers and the Blue Crabs in the middle game of the 3-game set. The Barnstormers will try to make it 2 wins in a row. Until then, for all the cast and crew getting ready for a busy weekend at Clipper Magazine Stadium, a lot going on. The home opener coming up Friday night. I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.